Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, number 141. Let's go. So pumped. I'm ready for it. Hope y'all are too. I'm your host, The Fractured Filter, and with me tonight is, as always, my friend and compatriot and all the madness in the world, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
141. Let's go.
So pumped.
Moving up the ranks. Who would have thought?
Who would have?
Two great dudes talking,
shouting at the clouds.
Man, what a ride.
Two old men shouting at the clouds.
Dude, excited to be here. Not a lot of stuff happened this week, but we do have some stuff.
We've got some stuff. Yeah, we do. Like I said, there was the whole, I might bring up a trailer or two from the PlayStation Direct that I may want to talk about. You know, there's stuff. It's just, it did feel like a uneventful week, you know, other than if you were looking at,
but
go ahead.
I don't like this though, because it's two things happen. Okay. And they always do happen. Okay. When we come into these weeks where not a lot is being talked about. It's either the calm before the storm, or the minute we go off air,
there's something big that'll drop. Yeah,
something massive drops. Like
you're not wrong.
Pascal, found guilty of extortion in Cuba,
right?
And falsifying social security number and passport and all, whatever.
Right.
Something's gonna happen to where we need to have like an emergency like backup plan, to where like if something like massively happens that warrants us to come back on stream, we need to have a contingency plan.
Right.
Because by the time that we talk about it, the next 7 days, it's old news.
I know, that's such an unfortunate thing sometimes. Was that
Twitter's for?
Yeah, that's what Twitter's for. Yeah, that's what Twitter's for.
It always happens, but
it feels like that's sometimes our luck. Yeah, like we just
and I haven't heard a lot about Andor. Someone called it. Someone nicknamed it like a name, and I can't remember, like something boring. What do you call it?
Andor.
Andor. Yeah.
Andor. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I should have posted this. I did see whoever the actress is that plays Mon Mothma was breakdancing, and like, I don't know if it was a commercial. Did you see this?
Yeah, I think I saw OG Star Wars retweet it.
Yeah,
and talk.
I was like, hashtag not my Mon Mothma. It was like something about like how in the movie she was this quiet. It's not a quote of OG, but I thought I read somewhere this morning when I was half asleep that it's like we go from this quiet, reserved, stoic Mon Mothma in Revenge of the Jedi to this one breakdancing in some type of club, probably the same bar where the droids are drinking.
Yeah, she goes then it goes to dancing and selling off her daughter into to be a child, to be a bride.
Well, business is selling her more so just, you know, making an alliance with Talon Card. Well, it's their version of Talon Card, which is so bad because if you read the Thrawn novels, the true Thrawn novels, like Talon Card he's just one of I can't describe him other than just like he's not even like Lando, but he's just
He
Talon
has his
Card,
own.
man.
He has his own charm and sophistication to him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we do have. Oh, go ahead.
Well, and then in other news, before we get to the chat, just want to again just encourage people to go out and buy the expanded universe novels. It's coming to the point if you go to like a big time bookstore like Barnes and Noble or whatnot, like the old school covers are being thinned out. They're repumping these Imagine covers, which are just trash.
Yeah.
My nieces can draw better than them. So if you and again, I'm just not saying it for the whole reimagine thing, but we've talked about this before. I just have a feeling that'd be very easy for them to change the print,
Yes,
change the story, but go out there, buy them up. They're amazing books. They're amazing art. And it's sad to see, man. It's really sad to see because it's like,
oh, it is, yeah.
When the authors that help not build the but help carry the kind of carry it along, like the John Jackson Millers and the James Luceno and the all these other these writers that also like John Jackson Miller who wrote for Star Trek. If I see any John Jackson Miller novels, I'm instantly by
snatching it up.
Yeah, like James Luceno, same thing. Well, and we talked about. I don't know. I guess I get James Luceno and freaking Timothy Zahn mixed up, but
it's all good.
If I see their books, I don't buy them because I'm like, you've been to me.
Well, and the important thing is to check out your local bookstores and stuff like that. Used bookstores and everything. Go where you can. Avoid giving the mouse money in any shape or form that you can. Otherwise, I understand it's tough because some of these items have basically been considered collector items. I mean, I've often found people on Facebook Marketplace selling their old Star Wars books, and I've been like, ooh, you maybe I should.
OG Star Wars, was it Tales of the Jedi? There was a series that she was reviewing, and you bought them on eBay, and then I bought them. It was the books that happened right after Order 60, after Return of the Revenge of the Sith. It was like, what were those? What was that book? It was not Tales of the Jedi. Is it? Do you remember this? You had bought all the books on eBay. You found all the series. It was like,
oh, was it the comics? I think.
No, it was because
I have not bought that many. Oh, yeah, the young adult books. The I think it was the last is kind of the last of not last of the Jedi. Yeah, Last of the Jedi or something like that. Last Jedi, not Last Jedi, because that's. Hang on. You keep talking. I'm gonna go grab my book really quick.
No, I just saying because we had taught OG Star Wars had posted about it, and we had at that point in time I didn't know if it was EU or not. I would assume that it is because OG posted it, but we started looking into it, and then you came to work. I don't know, like the next day or two after, and said that you had found the whole set
so
on
it is Last of the Jedi.
Last of the Jedi, yeah.
The first one is the first book is the Desperate Mission, and it's all Obi-Wan and
there are Inquisitors in there.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you that comparatively speaking, the Inquisitor in this book versus the Inquisitors that we have in Filoni verse are just polar opposites. Like the one in the book, and I know it's targeted to young adult, but there's still a terrifying factor like of this Inquisitor. Like in my mind, if I'm like, what would an Inquisitor look like and how would an Inquisitor act? This book. And that's pretty sad that Filoni can't get it right. But a young a young adult novel can. And like I said, I'll preface it by saying I do not know unequivocally how Inquisitors were portrayed within the EU, but I would assume, and I'm assuming, and I know assuming's bad, but OG posted this, so I'd assume that these books would be either tied to EU, if not EU.
Yes.
Okay. Fair assessment then.
Fair assessment.
Fair assumption.
Yes.
Or fair assumption, yes. So, but even these books that are targeted at young adults were fantastic, and you got a hell of a deal, man. Like you got like how many books were in the series?
10 of them.
And you got them on eBay for like it was like highway robbery. I was like, you need to go back and give the guy another $20.
I forget. It might have been like I don't know. It might have been like $50 or something like that.
Yeah,
they're
in good condition.
They're all in really good condition. Yeah.
So, and that's stuff that you can't find. You can't go to Barnes and Noble. You can't. I mean, you might go to a local, like a mom and pop store, but like that's the thing. Like you can't find those. I had to get it, the Audible version. And the last thing I want to say, then get to the chat, is the reason why I also bring this up is because, and I think we talked about this on the show before, but my audiobooks that I buy through iBook through iTunes, it was Plagueis specifically that wanted me to update the book. And I don't know.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know if the update was like music, if it was I don't know in what capacity the update, like what update it had, but like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I have my metal aluminum helmet on. That, things could change. If I was running Disney and I hated George and wanted nothing to do with George, I would do the reimagined covers, buy up all the other books, or recall all the books, and I don't know if I was I guess insidious enough, start changing stuff. Or I would just retcon everything and not go through all that work, which they've done. So like I don't understand the reimagined covers other than trying to save a penny.
Pretty much.
Isn't it crazy that long ago we thought like they would never intentionally just come out and retcon stuff, but they might do stuff behind the shadows and stuff, and now it's like nope,
full blown.
It's like out in the open. Leia knows Obi-Wan as a child.
Isn't it wild? Isn't it? It can be. It's such a wild thing to behold.
It's so asinine that it's reality. Like you would expect this in a dream,
pretty much.
It's like it's in your face. It's uncomfortably in your face to where it's just.
Yeah.
I want to go throw up now. Read the chat.
Okay. So we had Star Wars Marvel purists first in with a quote saying, "Working to make everybody equal didn't leave much chance for anyone to achieve greatness." The Sithari Darth Bane. My favorite Sith of all. And then also had pointed out the Young Jedi Knights and Jedi Apprentice. That might be some of the other young adult books out there. So far that is for the chat. So I do want to also kind of go over something really quick, just to let people know, for anybody that is maybe watching this on the replay and stuff like that. Since like it is, YouTube is kind of a piss. They ding the streams and everything, and they get really sensitive. Especially when you play some just even a clip from the WWE, which blocked the last stream.
What?
The guy with it got blocked. It blocked the stream, and of course it was the It was the guy with the snake puppet up against Mick Foley.
No. Santino Marella?
Yeah, that clip we played blocked the stream. So like it is, and the thing is too is that this has been an issue. Even like some of the trailers we've been watching recently for movies have been copyright. It doesn't hit or affect the channel. It's just like, oh, it's a copyright issue. So if you do want to monetize the channel, you'd have to potentially do something. So it is. I know.
Clip.
I know, right? It wasn't even that long, but yeah, it got hit. It got
And
dinged.
nobody likes Santino Marella. That's crazy. Who's out there?
So for anybody that watches on the replays, and I know our the good pal Nerdy Neo, he often watches it, and I try to make sure to because he likes also seeing the chat. So I try and leave it, and only now did I do it this morning, where we had like 3 other streams that had that, but I just want to let people know, of course, and remind everyone. Remember, we do have Rumble as a backup that also we stream to. So if there's, if I ever have to like remove segments that aren't clipped or properly clipped already, but I sometimes we have to remove segments because of that stuff. Just know over on Rumble and usually Odyssey as well, we'll have the backups so you can watch the full stream unedited. And that was especially the thing when we did Stargate Watch, is you're able to do that. Go to those old streams and you catch up material. So I just kind of want to give a heads up on that. It's just a little reminder for anybody rewatching the stream and stuff.
Basically, what Fractured is saying, I think, is we're gonna quit YouTube because YouTube is that's insane. That was literally a 15-second clip, and nobody and their grandmother, like, that's just crazy.
Oh,
is it AI catching it, or is it actual people watching?
I doubt it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probably like an AI algorithmic thing, that just grabbed it.
The music that does.
Well, the funny thing is that I didn't get the notification until like this morning. So look at it that way. It took like a whole week or so for that to happen.
What's crazy is like WWE, or we get hit for that clip, that like we could play the Superman trailer and everything.
No, the Superman trailer still got the copyright issue, but it didn't block the stream. They don't block the stream, but like it is, you want to remove that stuff just to then be able to.
When you mean block, what do you mean by block?
So blocked, it was like blocked in certain countries. So like people in certain regions would not be able to watch the stream.
That's literally insane.
Oh, it's retarded. It's retarded as hell. It's retarded as hell. But just as like I said, just as a heads up for anybody, we do have the alternatives going. We're live on Kick, Rumble, and Twitch. Although Twitch is no better, but like we're at least and also we're live on X, so you can catch the streams there. But the backups will be on Rumble and Odyssey.
So is this just a YouTube thing, or does Rumble block too?
At this moment, Rumble does not openly block. I've heard that they allegedly shadow ban people that use copyrighted content. Allegedly. I have no evidence of this, so take that for what you will.
So how do you leave YouTube?
We don't.
We're not monetized.
We're not monetized, but like, it just is what it is. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Well, and you can't.
But that's why. And that's why you have alternative platforms to send people over to. And I know also the streams will get the streams will get backed up on BitChute as well automatically. So there's that one. I've got like 3 alternatives where the streams get backed up to uncensored.
It's just funny. It's literally like, this is going to be a really stupid example, but it's like YouTube's like the WWE, right? And then you have AEW and TNA. It's like they're the conglomerate, man. They're the powerhouse. And if you want to be monetized and get most bang for your buck, well, YouTube's going to provide you probably the most money. I don't know if you can get monetized on Rumble. Don't know, but it just seems like YouTube is like you either bow to their wishes and get in line with what they say, or they're gonna make you.
Rumble has their monetization for anybody that does get set up and joined and stuff like that. It's just in order to like take the certain earnings, you have to like earn like $50 or more. And they're apparently a real pain in the ass even just to get that. They're worse than YouTube in some regards. So
I love that.
Isn't it wonderful? But we got hello Tehillim 29 talking about Stargate Watch. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've done that. Maybe we'll reserve that today since it's been a little quiet in the home front. Hello Melissa Lord, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. And then Tahalim29 says, maybe Raging Rhino should join you. Hey, the invite would absolutely be open to him. I know he's a busy dude. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember he kept talking about doing his own Stargate watch, and that's what kind of inspired me to be like, you know what, we need to do this. So, because he was kind of, last I knew, he was kind of dragging his feet. So it's like, look, fuck it, let's do it.
Well, if the man doesn't have his McDonald's at 10 in the morning, he's worth it. I mean, my goodness, we had it when we had our anniversary stream. The dude was like 30 minutes late because he was getting his.
Is the Andor season 1 finale?
Yeah, it was that. He was like 30 minutes late because he had to get his Big Mac and fries. Love him to death, but my goodness. I think Greg was the one that said it, maybe, that he's just worthless if he doesn't have his Big Mac.
I don't recall exactly.
Sounds like something Greg would say, though.
Oh, God.
Greg hates everything.
Good dude.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now the kind of question becomes,
do you want to watch it? I mean, I still need to be off around the
No,
time,
I know.
Watch? You just want to watch Stargate? Do a couple articles and then watch it, or do you want to? What do you want to?
Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's no reason in discussing Anbor. There's no reason to be discussing. I don't even know what are they even doing? Like their next project? Did anything been released about like there's like what's coming next?
Well, there's been some stuff that has been talked about recently that I do have, and I do think would be kind of funny to go over.
I'm curious because I was just curious because it's like, they've always, have released kind of their next upcoming projects and whatnot. So maybe they learned their lesson with Skeleton Crew.
Oh God, yeah, I completely forgot about that one.
Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Muppets.
I totally forgot about that one.
Well, you didn't watch any of it, did you?
No, I didn't. I haven't watched any of it. You know what? I've been feeling better for it.
Yeah. Yes, Theory, he liked it.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, Brad, how's it going, sir? Saying happy 1-year anniversary of the Acolyte. # renew the Acolyte. Oh my God.
So this is an example where I think he's being sarcastic.
Yes, he is.
Or facetious.
He's being very sarcastic.
He's hard to read.
Oh, it takes some time, but you get used to his sarcasm.
I forgot to tell you. Well, I mean, you already knew, but for the first time ever, I called Fractured a Bajoran at work.
Oh, that's right. You finally got that opportunity. No, Friday,
and that's why I thought you were grumpy, because you got called a
Bajoran. No.
in front of the office.
Not at all. I just shook my head and kept working.
Well, I think it's also because
I was trying to get out of there. That was why I was trying to get off the clock. So
I thought because you got, but nobody knows who Bajorans are there. I mean, most of those people are just oblivious to.
So we have hello to 50122132727104 and me 0404 saying it was replying to Duke Devil, but I just had to catch this. It's no problem that you have the rat ghoul. We got the cure for it on the fleet. Say what? What's this about rat ghouls? And Duke Devil said, what? We could use the content. That's very true. That's very true. There is the content farming aspect of it. Especially with how bad that first season was. Excuse me. Sorry, first and only season. Oh, God damn it. Oh, she sort of walked by and because he and I were talking about like streamers and stuff like that, and he was talking about particular streamers that content farm kids, and I'm like, I'm like, that is the worst sounding thing in the world. But he was telling me it's like the content creators that only do content specifically towards kids and everything. And it's just like, that is the worst fucking way you could put that ever.
He would say that. That would come out of his man's mouth.
It's like, oh my god, that is so horrible.
I don't know if I should be impressed or upset.
He has a way. What can I say? He has a way. Okay.
He's literally Peter Griffin, by the way. No filter between him and now.
No, he's very intentional. He's not quite Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin is just an idiot. Sheefster is very deliberate with his words, and he knows just the way to get that reaction. So
that actually tracks.
Yeah. So he is very much Palpatine-esque. He has his manipulative nature and way with words to just get that desired reaction. So oh boy. Okay. And you could be on the stream with us, you know. Even he just said, okay. I think that what he said, he just called himself a retarded Palpatine.
Too busy farming content for.
Anyway,
that's terrible,
right?
That might be the most terrible thing I've ever heard him say. And he said some real doozies. I'm gonna go content farm children. I'm gonna go farm children for content.
So speaking of the people that farm children for content, or content for children, here we have. Oh, let me share it with you in the old Z Discords.
I've never farmed for children.
No, you would never. You're a good boy.
Yeah, no.
But here we do have the people that do that. Over from the Hollywood Reporter. So this is Inside Hollywood Succession Wars. And there's a particularly funny bit that I'm going to be having fun to get to. But anyway, so a look behind the battle lines of the industry's real life Game of Thrones. So dramatic. From the ever-shifting power struggles at Disney to the secret machinations at the top agencies. Now, it's kind of the main thing. I'm just going to do this as kind of the intro, and then we're going to get to the main part. This is going to be kind of a quickie. But there are many qualities that will be required to become the next CEO of Walt Disney. Boldness, intelligence, poise. But at a recent offsite corporate retreat, Disney's current leader, Bob Iger, offered another piece of advice for a top-level executive. Quote, you need to be more selfish. Oh, boy. I mean, I believe that's the man that yoinked Star Wars from old Georgie boy. What Iger meant, according to sources who relayed the comment, was that the execs vying to succeed him must be willing to go extraordinary lengths to beat out their competitors. It might seem like odd advice coming from a leader with a public image as a smooth strategist whose roughest edge is that he works so hard. He showers in his office, sometimes twice. Oh boy, the sweaty boy. But as Iger himself has noted, when he ran ABC in the early 90s, he employed what he called soft autocracy. California public schools, kids. To push through ideas that met resistance. More recently, after hand-selecting Bob Chapek as his successor back in 2020, he reportedly spent the next 2 years undermining and outmaneuvering his successor behind the scenes, setting the stage for his own triumphant comeback. When it comes to advice about taking power, the man clearly knows what he's talking about. Disney firmly denies that the characterization of Iger's return, as well as executives' accounts and conversations, quote, that is not something Bob said or would ever say, and the incident described simply never happened, says Chief Communication Officer Christina Shake. Anyway, there you go. It's kind of like the little power dynamics that goes on here. Now, the main part of what interested me in this is that when you hit Control F, oh, if it'll, no, all right, oh, there it is up there, and we type in one of our the Ahsoka body pillow owning cowboy hat dime store cowboy that he is, Dave Filoni. We get the new. This is more of the news that I'm looking towards. And I think that this is just entirely funny. So Lucasfilm seems likely to follow that path in replacing Kennedy, despite so there's that bullshit again. Despite speculation about outside candidates, including former 20th Century head Emma Watts, insiders say the company seems most likely to promote from within. The current thinking is a scenario where Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni and production head Carrie Beck, both Lucasfilm vets, take co-head roles. Even as an arm of Disney, Lucasfilm remains in many ways a family business, and then here comes this little one. As a George Lucas protege, Filoni long has been considered a golden boy, except for what happened with the Ahsoka show. But the knock against him, but this is some of the funny parts to me. But the knock against him is that he might be too steeped in Star Wars lore. To which I kind of raise the question of, say what? I mean, he knows it, I guess, yeah, but he also knows to destroy it. And risks steering a show into dense mythology that loses a broader audience. He, quote, he's not the Andor guy. He's the Ahsoka guy. Which to me, I thought was particularly hilarious. Says one Disney insider, Beck, who joined the company in 2012, knows the ins and outs, but neither she nor Filoni has much film experience, which could be mitigated by Kennedy's continued presence as a producer on certain Star Wars projects, ensuring quality control in the short term. Right, quality control. So yeah, that's the only bit of this that I'm really interested in, because I think then it just goes into other companies and stuff like that, talking about the different mergers. But that I thought,
did we, not to cut you off, did we review anything on Celebration, specifically the show, the Maul show with the guy who played Maul in the animated series, Sam Whitaker?
Oh, Sam Witwer.
Sam Witwer, and there's a female that he was with, but she's like a high executive within Lucas. She's Asian, I think, or Polynesian, something like that. But
oh, I don't remember.
I watched the video, but like I haven't heard of these two names. Theory had said, he thought that he had two other suggestions, but whoever they get, like, they're going to be terrible, because that they're not going to get somebody that's that would contradict Kennedy or any of their, you know what I mean, like their plans or whatnot. So it's like, I don't know, maybe Filoni will be I don't know. I heard rumors though, they would move Feihe over. I don't know.
From Marvel? But he's Marvel's golden boy. I mean, God, the Thunderbolts was amazing.
Well,
it saved Marvel.
Well, like I said, it's just, I didn't get this from Doomscock or whatever his name is, Doomsday Cock, whatever it is. But,
I know.
Yeah, I'd heard Feihe, he's done amazing with Marvel, and they need somebody that can make Star Wars.
I remember him being rumored to go over at some point, but that was it. It was just rumor. I don't remember there being anything concrete that he was like 100% going to go over. So,
and I don't even know at this point in time. It's like I'm almost looking forward. Like like I don't even care because I don't expect anything to ever change, and that's fine. But I really think it's gonna be a female. I don't think Kennedy's gonna pass off to a guy.
no, I agree with you on that
Totally
one.
based off of that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't think she'll do it. I think she'll.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she fired. Well, she didn't fire, but I'm surprised she brought a Headland on board, and then they didn't renew season 2.
With that in mind, you're right. Yeah, you'd think they would have for sure continued on with Acolyte with the whole female meme and everything. So Melissa Lord saying triumphant comeback. That writer's got Bob Iger jokes. Duke Devil saying steeped in lore, meaning he knows that the original trilogy exists. Clearly we don't want anyone that knows old Star Wars, just people who know what the audience wants, more DEI. And then said Thunderbolts cured my mental illness. Thanks, Yelena and Bob. But the thing that particularly, like I said, tickled me about this is just that how they refer to them allegedly, that, he's not the Andor guy, which is, I guess internally even Andor is the more preferred proper show, I guess, just to say, versus.
I don't know. A lot of people like Ahsoka.
I thought there was buzz about it, but I mean, Andor is the adult Star Wars show, so I guess that's where it takes the cake.
Who was the what show was Jack Black and the Lizard Lady in?
That was third season Mandalorian.
Did you even hear what I said? I said not Jane, the Lizard Lady, not Janeway.
Lizard Lady.
Yeah, Liz the black lady.
Yeah, I know.
She got Lizard.
Lizzo,
not Lizard. Okay.
But no, I heard the Janeway Lizard comment. Yes.
I just want to make sure how to get that in there.
You are real. Even during Wormhole Watch, you're trying to bring. You seem like you try and bring it up where you can.
I do. Because I want to educate people.
Well, and
she's terrible. And she's up with a lizard.
Well, she herself was a lizard or a weird salamander looking thing or something. I don't know. But then like it was oh God, where did I see? Because I could have sworn I saw an OG Star Wars had made a really good point on it, in regards to this, because so full credit goes to her on this one, because she was pointing it out that this is also just a sign of where they want to take the direction of Star Wars. And like it is, I'm just happy to laugh at Dave Filoni, but even she gave him credit that he does know the lore. So
she said Filoni does?
Yes.
He knows what?
He was there while George was, the one in charge and stuff like that. He probably picked up a few things.
So was Kennedy.
Well, she only picked up people's coffee. Let's be honest.
She was still in the room.
Fair enough. But the whole thing is that it like she was saying, is more of a show of this tells people where they want to go with it. They don't want to, because they don't want it steeped in lore, steeped in Star Wars lore. They see that as a problem. So they want the Andor guy who doesn't care about Star Wars, who doesn't care about Star Wars lore, even less than Filoni. That's the direction that they want to go. And that is just, I mean, it's unsurprising the way all of how disconnected. And I mean, the funny thing is though, is that Filoni follows it along pretty well with the whole telling Sam Witwer that, oh, they're all, you don't have to worry about canon and continuity. No. They're all campfire tales. So all the stories can be different in little ways because they're all different campfire tales or whatever the hell it was. So
did he use that term exactly?
Yes. Well, that's how Sam Witwer described it.
That's pretty stupid.
Oh, I don't disagree. But
because even with campfire tales or whatever.
No, sir.
I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try to understand anything that Filoni says because it just makes my brain hurt.
It hurts all of us in some way or another that love
the fact
what
that
came
he wears
before.
The fact that he wears white New Balance shoes and a cowboy hat, like I still can't understand.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm still trying to find where she was talking about it. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, sorry. So yeah. So yeah, so OG Star Wars had this, where she quoted, "The current think is," unquote. So no confirmation, just a thought, a rumor. Notice how they are adding the Gilroy BS in this. As much as I don't care for Filoni and his treatment of Star Wars, he knows more about Star Wars than Gilroy. Okay, that's what she said. I got the.
Oh, well, yeah.
Looks like people don't want Star Wars to look and feel like Star Wars anymore for how they praise Gilroy too. So that's the more accurate quote. That's what she posted here on X about the situation. So it's not that he overall knew more. It was just that he knows more than Gilroy, certainly.
Well, yeah. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Gilroy knows about as much about Star Wars as Jeudy Harold does. Sometimes I lay in bed and I just wonder if all of this is just satire. Like, this is something that I would read at the Babylon Bee. Like, Jeudy Harold thinks Obi-Wan wasn't Vader, or thinks Obi-Wan. Tony, I can't even. My brain's fried talking about Filoni. He thinks Obi-Wan never knew that Anakin was Vader. I mean, that's got to be satire. That there's nowhere in this universe or this galaxy is. Does that make sense, or could that be true?
You kind of wish it was satire, right? You wish it was, but unfortunately it's reality. And as we've learned with things like Babylon Bee and everything, is like they're doing their damnedest to try and keep up with the world that is.
The titty guy, the titty thing, he wanted to bring
Taika Waititi, Waititi.
Natalie Portman back. That had to have been satire. You want to bring Natalie Portman back in Star Wars? It's like she died. But here's the thing: to his defense, nobody's truly dead in Star Wars other than Obi-Wan. I'm sorry, Qui-Gon.
Yep.
They'll say they'll play like, well, she just she pulled the Worf. She slowed her heart rate down really slow, and she's just been sleeping.
They can do that, or Worf could do that.
Yeah, he did that in one of the episodes.
Oh, okay. I keep saying I need to rewatch it, but I've never watched it.
You've not, yeah. It's that Klingon warrior trick.
Okay. So yeah, I just thought like it is the funny part was that, you know, even Filoni's getting kind of some shade thrown at him as just being the Ahsoka guy instead of the Andor guy, which they seem to put prominence over.
It makes sense. He created Ahsoka.
Right, you'd think he'd get a little more respect. But,
That's crazy.
like OG pointed out, that's the direction they want to go. And it makes sense.
Why? Because they don't want him tied to Ahsoka because Ahsoka was so bad.
No,
So
they
they'd
want
rather
to
tie it
they want to change the look and feel of Star Wars. They don't want
to something that like freaking Steven Spielberg would create, like
something other than something more quote unquote easily digestible than what it is known for.
Like, please.
Even though it's like it's one of the most accessible properties out there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I love everything that's good in this world. Please explain to me, where did homes in Star Wars ever have garages? If you can prove that to me, then I will eat crow.
I mean, I guess technically they did, and you saw it in A New Hope when Luke was trying to find 3PO and he was hiding and there was a vehicle in there.
It's not a garage. It wasn't attached to the house. How dare you use that? How dare you? Go take a shower.
Just being fair. Just being fair.
No. Did the settlement on Tatooine that Luke lived in look like a house, or did it look like a sand glue?
Sand glue? Sand igloo? Sand igloo?
Yes.
It did. It was all underground and stuff, but I guess there was some surface area to it that they could get to.
That might be the most egregious thing you've ever said on the show. How dare you defend Skeleton Crew by using a New Hope?
I wasn't. Was that in Skeleton Crew? Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
Skeleton Crew had garages.
What have I done?
Their houses look like some postmodernistic house from Heat, from like the 80s. Oh man, I can't. The best part about that, never mind. I won't. Okay, I'll say it. They really got the burning skeletons on point. That actually look like two skeletons on fire.
Should have seen that coming.
Should have.
So, any more final thoughts on this, or are we done with the pointing and laughing at Dave Filoni?
I mean, it's at this point in time, it's all so sad and boring.
Fair enough.
No pun intended.
Fair enough. All right.
They've already changed it. They've already changed Star Wars, and they changed it from. I mean,
no, they absolutely have.
I don't even know when it started.
When they started changing it?
Yeah, Clone Wars. Animated series? I don't know.
Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, that's probably when some people do say that was like the early days of some Disneyfication. Before the dark times, Filoni was basically already kind of starting in on it. So you can look at that as being like the prototype to it. And then, once Disney got their grubby hands on it, it was just called Adios, Amigos. So, yeah.
Some guy on Twitter was like, I don't say the post, but he's like, the Last Jedi is one of the most cinematic. He was basically just saying that it was like this film to beholden and everything, and was like, you could find a better love story on a soap opera than Finn and whatever her name was, the Asian girl.
Oh, Rose Tico?
Yeah.
Took me a moment. I was like, wait, who's he talking about?
Yeah, Finn had the Rose girl had hots for Finn. I think I'm scarred mentally because when I think about that movie, I just
Because go on. Uh-oh, did Hitman drop out there? I think he did. Hitman, are you still there? All right. Well, I got some chat I'll jump into really quick. Duke Devil had said Andor takes place in the Star Wars universe, but it is not a Star Wars movie show. Star Wars is space fantasy with space wizards and laser sword fights. Simple good versus evil. You know, that's it. Like, it's kind of the funny thing. It's like there was a time where it's like, you know what? I would like a little more ambiguousness to the whole good versus evil. Let's get the gray area. But I'm like, after reflection and stuff, and after time, it's like the desire to have just a simple good versus evil tales, because now everything is saturated with the whole like morally gray BS. So it's like, God, just having that traditional good versus evil sort of storylines and stuff like that is just so refreshing when you get it. And you yearn for it every so often. That's why I do still love going back through the audiobooks and stuff that I have. It's hell of a lot more fun than, hearing about.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What happened to you?
You went away. You went away?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I'm just talking to nothingness.
I didn't go anywhere, and you stopped talking, and
no.
Yes, because even your thing stopped lighting up in Discord, and then I stopped getting a signal from you when you were getting any talking going.
That's insane. You left, not me.
No, I didn't.
Well, I didn't leave.
Chat can back me up on this. I didn't leave. You did.
Well, that's subjective. I don't have access to the chat. You could be making it up.
Well, what are you talking about? You can easily open up a browser and look at chat.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot more work turning on OBS and getting everything going through that. Oh, wait, no, you didn't have to do that. Never mind.
No, I had to do it this time.
Never mind. I take that back.
I literally spent 5 minutes telling the chat that you boomered it, and I was going to try to get you back, and that you left me to die in a ditch upside down.
Well, you know what? I think we're all good though. Did you get the? So you didn't hear me go over Duke Devil's comment?
No, I was talking to you and you weren't answering.
Oh boy. Anyway, so yeah, Duke Devil he had said Andor takes place in the Star Wars universe, but it is not a Star Wars movie/show. Star Wars is space fantasy with space wizards and laser sword fights. Simple good versus evil. Melissa Lord had said Andor is for mature audiences who ride the short bus to work. No disagreement there. Duke Devil.
Did we ever find out how they escaped the prison?
Other than what they showed us.
But Andy Serkis survives, I'm assuming. I didn't watch the second season, but he survived.
No, they even said in that little thing we watched last week that they basically were like, he maybe got out. He somehow found a way and swam across. They weren't even sure. Tony Gilroy wasn't even like committed to it.
This makes absolutely no sense, right? And I'm going to disprove this. How people can escape this prison and swim to shore, but people can't escape Alcatraz and swim to shore is just asinine. You got more sharks than the Loch Ness monster in Well, you're from California.
Well, apparently, the Empire did not pick a sea that was very treacherous with strong currents, very cold, The Empire apparently must have picked like the Bahamas or something, where then like people just jumped in the water and were set to go.
They had metal boots on, unless I guess they.
No, they got those all off.
Oh, they did. Okay, well, regardless, Obi-Wan. I keep saying Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon said there's always a bigger fish. So the fact that they swam, and there's a little bit of a distance between where that prison was to the shore. I mean, that's a long way to swim, and I didn't see any rowboats there.
Nope.
Maybe they all used the Force. That's what it was. They used.
Force. There we go. There we go.
Because you know what they're going to say? They're going to use Obi-Wan. They're going to use what Ben Kenobi said in A New Hope about the Force. Surrounds us, it binds us, or penetrates us, it binds us together. So everybody has the Force.
I mean, you know, they can now interpret it however they wish.
But that's how they defend it. Oh, we did. Ben Kenobi said it.
All like from a certain point of view. That's how you explain away everything. Duke Devil had said, "Wait, don't forget the people who saved Sam Witwer to take over because he corrected Filoni on something." Listen, yeah. I mean, I never wanted that guy to take over jack shit. But it's like, hey, at least he was correcting Filoni's stupid shit, but then he turns around and listens to Filoni.
I want to see Sam Witwer and Freddie Prinze Jr. in a UFC fight. Somebody email Dana White and make this a thing, and the winner of that fight can run Lucasfilm.
Good Lord, man.
You don't think so?
I mean, why not?
Freddie Prinze.
It'll be endlessly entertaining, that's for sure.
Listen, Sam Witwer, gives off the impression that he knows everything about Star Wars. Freddie Prinze Jr. has been very vocal on his podcast about his knowledge of Star Wars. So why not just let those two duke it out?
Has he? I've never watched or listened to.
I think he's got some or he was on a podcast or has his pod. I remember watching an episode where he was talking about it, and I can't take the guy seriously because all I see is Scooby-Doo.
Fred,
the guy with the ascot. Yeah, all I see is Fred. I can't take him seriously. I'm like, you are no Jedi. You are Fred of Scooby-Doo. Of Mystery Inc.
That's fair. Marvel Purist had said, great post, OG. And Duke Devil said, actually, you don't need to know the lore to make a successful series. For instance, oh God, Kurtzman doesn't know Star Trek at all. And look, Discovery, Strange New World, Picard seasons 1 and 2, huge hits.
Brad forgot Section 31, which was probably bar none the best out of all of those.
Oh, Lord.
And he didn't even say Enterprise. He didn't even put Enterprise. What is wrong with him? He left out his two favorites, Section 31. He talks more about Section 31 Enterprise than I've ever heard him talk about Picard.
Wait, are you talking about Enterprise? Which Enterprise? Like the series, the last series of Star Trek before they...
Yeah.
I thought that was it.
Strongman or Kirkman or whoever did it.
No, hang on.
Enterprise. Yeah, Enterprise.
Enterprise was before Kurtzman even came on board. Yes.
No. Kurtzman did it.
Oh my God, dude. Star Trek Enterprise was 2001 with Scott Bakula. It ran 2001 to 2005.
No.
Oh my God.
I thought Kurtzman did it.
Look,
thought.
I have it up. I have it up on IMDb. Look into Discord.
Oh, you gotta go to the fan page that Brad's always telling me to go to. Alpha Memory Alpha. I don't trust IMDb.
How this is?
It's ran by liberals.
Probably so is Memory Alpha at this point.
No.
Creators Rick Berman and Brandon Braga.
No. There's 2 Enterprises, not this one. There's another one.
You got to be a little more
There's
specific here, sir.
Yeah. No, it's the black one.
Hey,
Stand by. This isn't the one I'm talking about.
you mean Star Trek Discovery?
No, maybe. I don't know. Hold on. Give it a minute.
Oh God.
Was it Discovery? Filibust. Go to the chat. Do something. I gotta.
Oh
find
my
this 'cause,
God.
you know, it was
I apologize for Hitman. He is like an ADD ridden squirrel. He just suddenly nuts, and he's off in another direction. Hey, small time Republic, how's it going? Saying Kurtzman was busy in 2001 working on Alias for another genius, J.J. Abrams. Oh no! Oh no! Now it all adds up. Good God. I think I heard okay things though about Alias. I never saw it. Is that the one with Jennifer Garner? Hang on. Okay, so Duke is saying, Brad is saying, you are wrong, Hitman. Strange New Worlds takes place on the Enterprise, Kirk's Enterprise.
I'm still trying to figure this out. Give it a minute. I'm doing research. I don't have encyclopedias like Brad does, so I can just whip it out.
Jeez. Phrasing,
Why are you
sir.
laughing?
Phrasing.
Why are you laughing for?
Phrasing.
He literally whipped it out. I don't know what you're talking about. He whipped it out right on live stream.
Was it on live stream? Is a recording?
No, it was live for us. And what's worse is he put his
for us.
on. He put his readers on. Like,
you were just trying to make this sound as horrible as possible, aren't you?
No. No,
yes.
There's a Star Trek. There's got to be 2 Enterprises.
Was it Below Decks? Isn't that another one?
Where's Brad? Send the invite to him. What is he doing? Get him on the show, because I will not let this rest until I figure this out. I will raise this city to the ground. Get him on here.
He'd have to get into Discord, and I don't think he's on Discord right now.
Full send it. I need him on here. I will not lose this argument with you.
Oh my God. Hang on. So
I promise you Enterprise was Kurtzman, whatever his name is.
So like it is, there's Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks, but that's an animated show.
Animated.
He's out on his walk.
Then he can walk home. Get on the show.
He says, I don't need an encyclopedia to answer that question. I'm out on my walk.
Walk home.
Oh my God, you're that. I answered it for you for what Enterprise, because yes, there's Oh my God.
There's a very specific one.
So yeah,
What's
Star Trek Discovery?
STD?
Yeah, STD.
No.
Apparently that's an older one, I think. Oh no, there's gonna be Starfleet Academy apparently. Huh.
No, that one's stupid.
But yeah, Strange New Worlds, which is pre-Kirk. It's Pike, who's in charge of that ship. So yeah, Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, Strange New Worlds, and Starfleet Academy are all the shows that are for Star Trek right now. Starfleet Academy is going to be apparently this newest one. No, but that's not until 2026. But those are all the current Star Trek shows, and which would be, I guess, yeah, under I don't know his first name. I just know his last name is Kurtzman. Brad says, just so we're all clear, Hitman is questioning me, the guy who's been watching Trek since 1980 and has his own Star Trek YouTube show. This is the kind of indignation I take from have to deal with Hitman. But then you now also have to get to experience, Brad, with Wormhole Watch.
Did you just compliment me or insult me?
Yes.
Both? What did you just say?
You make things very entertaining, sir. But that's why we enjoy it.
No, because first of all, I would never argue with Brad. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that
you defended Bajorans.
Yeah. No. Who?
You did. Yes, you.
Who? No. Okay, hold on. No. Here's the thing. That's a very shystery thing for you to say. I would expect that out of Chief, sir. I do not defend Bajorans. I did not know they were Bajoran at the time.
Did you watch the episode that you missed out this week or last week?
No, with the circle?
Yes. Did you watch it?
I watched it with you, and then all three of you jumped on.
No. Did you watch the episode The Circle, which was the follow-up when you defended the Bajorans?
No.
Oh, you haven't.
I can't watch ahead. Brad told me not to watch ahead.
No. Oh my God, that was the episode that we watched on Sunday that you weren't there for. Remember?
I'm aware, but I can't watch it because I figured we are just gonna rewatch it Sunday.
Why would we do that? We already did it.
Because I wasn't there.
We
gotta do this together. We're a group.
We've done this before where we've watched episodes without you. And we've watched episodes without Adam as well.
No.
Yes.
I'm gonna be really upset if that's the case.
Yes, we watched the episode. Brad, do you not pay attention to Brad? Did you not pay attention to Duke Devil's channel? My God, man! I watch his edits every time he posts them.
I get notifications too. I tweet them out. I tweeted when the video when he was with Star Wars Theory. Listen, you're trying to distract me from finding this show, and it's not working.
It's also just trying to make sure you're caught up for tomorrow, though, too. Since we happen to be on the topic of Star Trek.
No. You cannot say that I defended Bajorans because the people that I defended, I did not know were Bajorans. And I was defending, not necessarily the people, I was defending the fact that you guys were accusing these people of being filthy Bajorans without even knowing that they were filthy Bajorans.
But everybody was saying they were the filthy Bajorans, part of the circle.
You basically said that they were. No, you said they were Bajorans.
Yeah, I said they were Bajorans. They're the Bajorans that are part of the circle, the radical extremist group that.
No, they were.
Oh my God! Like even the Bajoran Kira that you almost orgasmed over when she took a fireball to the face and thought she died. She herself said that Quark was attacked by the Circle, a radical Bajoran extremist group. She fucking confirmed it.
She also thought Guldar Hill was Guldar Hill. So you're gonna take her word for it? She's an idiot.
God damn it! We're continuing the fucking argument.
You literally, you want to take her testimony as gospel? She literally thought Guldar Hill was Guldar Hill.
The follow-up episode confirmed it all.
I didn't watch the follow-up episode, so therefore it's null and void. Where's Brad? Get the lawyer in here. He can represent you. You can't use that life. That's such bad logic.
Oh my God.
You can assume stuff, even if it's true. which apparently, according to it was, but there was no evidence to it. And the only mark that Quark had on his forehead did not, from my angle, look like
Oh
the
my
circle.
God. It was the circle. It was the symbol, but we had fun taking up your case that every time we saw the circle logo spray painted somewhere that we started analyzing it, going, oh no, that must not be it. It's totally something different. It's not it. So yes, watch the episode The Circle so you're ready for tomorrow's episode, The Siege.
Listen here.
Because there's a big surprise for you that I can't wait for you to find out what it is. Because apparently the circle is getting help. Brad did say, I guess I know what we're going to argue about for 10 minutes tomorrow before we start DS9.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does he? Yes, you do. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Discuss what? You're the only one that's gone 10 minutes on the show. I haven't.
Well, it'd be. I don't want to spoil. Once you gotta watch The Circle, then you'll know, and then you'll have to make your case probably. I don't want to spoil the surprise. And I'm sure Brad would be very angry at me if I did that as well.
Grok already did it.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh! Well, there's a reason why we stopped using that horror Grok.
Just talking about the Domino War.
Oh my God!
I don't know where this. I think Google took it down.
Wait, took what down?
The Enterprise, the show I'm talking about. That was done by Kirkman.
Okay. Google's hiding it from you. Gotcha. Hey, Briscoe 1234, how's it going? Just waving at everyone with the drinks in hand. Let's go. How's it going?
People get progressively worse.
Everything gets progressively worse over time. Don't you know?
Like, I didn't watch Enterprise, but like, I don't know. This girl with the bowl cut's not. I mean, she's prettier than Kira, but my goodness, she's ugly.
Girl with the bowl cut.
Yeah, on Star Trek Enterprise.
What are you looking at now?
She looks like she's got a bowl cut. Both the cast of that guy looks like
Oh, you're looking at
yeah.
That gal, if you're talking about the actual Enterprise show, the Vulcan gal, like she appeared, she's in a episode of Stargate SG-1. She's part of she's part of a tribe of all female like Jaffas, basically. Or yeah.
Interesting. Well, that was fun.
Oh God. Yep.
Did you watch Enterprise?
Enterprise is one I have not watched, and I haven't even seen like I've heard about it. I've heard of some of the like story elements that have gone on. I've heard it's kind of a mixed bag for some people, but it gets good sort of situation. Not like DS9 sort of thing, but like
doesn't look good.
Well, yeah, I think it just kind of had a shaky start in general, and I believe I heard like it did. Well, this is supposed to be like pre even Captain Kirk era. This is like the earliest days of Starfleet getting out into space.
They still look like trash.
Like it is. It's before they refined the system.
That's where Kira got her outfit from. The girl from DS9, the Vulcan chick with the bowl cut. It's a onesie with the belt. Literally, I'm sending it to you. Put it in Discord.
Well, you can put
That
it in
doesn't make
Discord.
sense. That doesn't make sense. Wait a minute. DS9 was before 2000. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Something fishy's going on. Who stole it from who? When did DS9 premiere?
Hang on. 1993 and ran to 1999.
They copied. Well, where did Kira get it from then?
Oh my god. You know, since it's a prequel, they probably adapted certain things to kind of, you know, give those.
Hold on. I'm sending it to you. I'm so excited. Give it a minute.
I feel like this
People are
all
like, what are you? People are listening. They're like, what are you guys doing? You guys are just babbling about Star Trek, which is fantastic. Okay. The onesie, look at it. Tell me that doesn't look like. Don't show it to Adam, though.
Why afraid he might enjoy it too much?
Probably. He's like the only person I met that likes Kira.
Okay, just so people know what Hitman has sent me, here it is.
Yeah, it's literally Kira's outfit.
Kinda. Still missing, like, kind of. Well, I think she. Hang on, let me get Kira now. Oops. Hitting buttons. All right, hang on.
Thank you so much for having Mara Jade on your screensaver.
Kira. Okay, this is dangerous because going into search sometimes reveals spoilers just by the images alone. Yeah, like she has like these more shoulder things to.
No, that's season 1. Go to season 2. Didn't she change it in season 2? Or no?
Hang on.
I don't know. Yeah, that one. I thought that.
Yeah, was this one.
No.
Yeah, this is her presently with season 2.
Maybe I saw her. Maybe I saw the outfit from a future season.
You're looking ahead.
I want to see if she dies.
How many times does Brad and Adam have to tell you that's not happening?
Well, they also. Never mind.
All right, I want to stop looking at risk looking too far into the future. It's a dangerous thing. Well, Briscoe did agree. She had a stupid haircut. He said that really is a stupid haircut for the Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dan Blackroyd, how's it going? Saying, what does any of this have to do with Thunderbolts? Absolutely nothing. Everything is irrelevant to the Thunderbolts.
And you meant the New Avengers.
Or New Avengers, right. Lord have mercy. I just like I know things that
what would you do without me? Answer that very carefully.
Certainly not have as entertaining or fun a time. That's for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so nice, you know.
And I do mean that. Like you keep things very entertaining. That's for damn sure.
Well, listen, somebody's got to be the what do you call it? The Joker, not Joker. Joker. What are the people
Jesters?
Was it Jester, yeah, Jester. Someone's gotta be the Jester.
Absolutely.
It's a hard job, but somebody's gotta do it.
you ever watch Spaceballs?
Of course.
Was it good?
Yeah. It's a good, funny spoof on Star Wars and stuff and other kind of sci-fi properties and everything. You've
Never saw it.
Never seen it? Okay. I like it. John Candy's great as Barf.
One of the did he play in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
No, that was Rick Moranis.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, John Candy, think Uncle Buck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Oh, fantastic. He was great. I even remember because there's this one channel on YouTube that I found a while ago called Hats Off Entertainment. The guy is also a big fan of John Candy, and he's gone through like a lot of different stuff, and it even reminded me because he kind of did like a little mini biography on John Candy, and he reminded me that how John Candy used to have his own cartoon series for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it was like Camp. Oh God, what was it? Camp Candy? I think. Hang on. Cartoon. Yeah, Camp Candy. And I remember watching that as a kid for morning cartoons and stuff like that. It was so much fun.
What were your thoughts on Ghostbusters? You ever get into Ghostbusters?
Oh yeah, I loved the Ghostbusters movies. 1 is fantastic. 2 is okay. I love the real Ghostbusters. That cartoon was phenomenal. I remember as a kid, the boogeyman ghost character freaked the hell out of me. Or really that freaked me out, but like really just put me on edge. Like it was just a disturbing character for sure. Like they nailed that essence. It was just a weird design too. But I remember some of those episodes were being creepy as hell. And then of course I love the oh, what was it? When did that game come out? 2008? Hang on, video game.
This is probably an outdated question, but did you
2009 Ghostbusters video game. That was fantastic. That was like a proper like third movie basically.
Yeah. This is old news, but did you ever hear anything about the new Indiana Jones game that came out?
I heard things, yeah.
The bad.
Take your pick. Some people were okay on it. Some people were like, "Oh my god, it's hot garbage. The story is crap, subversive and shit like that." Also, just very cartoony.
Yeah.
And then some loved it. So, but I haven't played it. I've only seen some cutscenes here and there.
Yeah.
So.
I only ask because they're having a deal on like Back to the Future movies and Indiana Jones. Did we ever talk about what your favorite Indiana Jones was? Are you Raiders of the Lost Ark guy or The Last Crusade? Is it The Last Crusade?
Temple of Doom.
That's your favorite?
It's become my favorite. I love Last Crusade, but like Temple of Doom, I think just because we aren't dealing with Nazis and stuff, like it's just insanely fun.
They really outplayed the whole Nazi thing, man. I remember when we were watching the Dial.
Even Harrison Ford said that too, that they felt like they overplayed it, and that's why at least with Crystal Skull they had the whole Red Menace Russians, but I mean that's just basically replacing one for another.
I have a confession that I have to get off my chest.
What's that?
So, I feel bad that I joined in with everybody, including Static, and made fun of you about falling asleep on stream.
Uh-huh.
But I actually, in fact, did fall asleep watching Dial of Diarrhea on stream.
We weren't on stream at least.
No, but I 1000%
you fell asleep when we were watching it.
All I remember is they were in the airplane in the clouds, and I blacked out. Was done. Zonked out.
That's okay.
And it's like
it was a boring freaking movie. It was
it's
such a
it's a
boring.
bad dream though, because I have like memories of like different scenes throughout the movie, like the chase scene with the taxi or the car, and then like the airplane, and that's about all I know.
Yeah, it
So
was.
maybe just two.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh yeah, that was a
What a
fever dream.
terrible, what a terrible show. Not even a show, movie.
Briscoe 1234 is in disbelief, saying, "What? You've never seen Spaceballs?"
No.
Well, I've admitted I haven't seen certain movies. Oh, speaking of movies, but hang on. Melissa Lord said, "Holy shit, Hitman has never seen Spaceballs. He needs to go to Plaid and watch it." Briscoe confirmed Camp Candy. Melissa Lord also watched it, saying Camp Candy is right. And she was also for Fire for Real Ghostbusters. Hell yeah. That was the... I need to rewatch that cartoon. It's been a long time. I really need to go back and rewatch it because I remember it being phenomenal. Huh?
I really would have pegged you for Last Crusade guy.
Like
Because we've had this argument. Well, we're similar in a lot of ways, but we're also different. Like for me, everybody knows Empire's is my favorite. Return of the Jedi is yours.
Like I've gone back and forth on it. Like I do enjoy Last Crusade, don't get me wrong, but like there is just something a lot more fun about Temple of Doom. I and you know, like I to me, I always remember the dinner scene where they're start bringing out all the bizarre foods, the monkey brain, monkey brain and stuff like that, and then of course the Kalima ripping the dude's heart out and stuff like. I mean, that was like the coolest thing right there. That looked cool too because he was like fatality.
Dude. Be honest. What what turned you back on? What turned you on to Temple of Doom? Was it Luthen Shop? was it the Stones?
The Stones and Luthen Shop.
Yes.
God.
Is that what did it rekindle your love of the Temple of Doom?
No. I've always enjoyed Temple of Doom. Like it gets hate, but I have always enjoyed it.
I don't understand why it gets hate. It's so.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Wear that headpiece?
I think part of it is for some of the elements within it is a little more fantastical than the other two, which is kind of funny considering you open the whole the Ark and you basically melt a bunch of the Nazis and everything, but. You suddenly can't suspend your disbelief when they're falling out of a plane in a raft. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Which I honestly thought as a kid that was cool, and I then wondered, could you do that?
Right. I did the same thing when I saw Mary Poppins. I thought, could I jump off a building with an umbrella and fly? And I actually did that off of my neighbor's play fort.
A play fort.
Well, no, it was a tree fort.
Oh,
it's
shit.
like a tree house.
Oh no.
And I had a black. My parents' black. I mean, this is how old I am. It was a black umbrella with a leather J hook, kind of like Mary Poppins umbrella, and I don't know. I think I maybe yelled like "freedom" from Braveheart. I don't know, and I jumped off, and just for everybody's knowledge, did not work.
Didn't work.
Umbrellas do not make you fly.
They don't. No.
There's something to be said about kind of like when we look at like great movies, like iconic movies, and the relationship that people have. Like two things come to mind, and what I was going to bring up is. I don't know the actor that played Short Round, but there was a recent a recent interview where they were at some award ceremony. Like Harrison Ford was talking, and Short Round comes up, and Harrison like is in awe and in shock, and they're talking together, and Harrison's complimenting the guy, and he gets teary eyed, he starts crying, he gets and so because you don't know like Harrison as that. I don't know him as that type of person, right? Yeah, this is the guy that took the Millennium Falcon and Lego thing on the whatever show with Abrams and threw it behind him, right? He hates everything, Star Wars, and he just doesn't. I don't know. So I thought that was kind of special. And then the other relationship is like Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Just you could see just kind of like the connection those guys have.
Yeah,
that's now. So
Dan Blackrock said, "Why is 2016 your favorite?" Lies and slander. Briscoe says the Ghostbusters cartoon still holds up. Good to hear. It encourages me to go watch it. And then says there's no Indiana Jones after Last Crusade. I agree. They're just kind of fever dreams after that. And says Temple of Doom is the best one. And then also my indie movie order is Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, the first one going last. Okay. Well, I get, that's fair. I'm in agreement with that.
I did get scared though when the dinner scene when they brought like the different skulls and the top of the skull came off and they had like the pudding.
That was the monkey. That was the monkey hit. That was the monkey brains. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never touched pudding since. Well, there's two reasons. That and then what was it?
I always thought
Bill
it was
Cosby.
I always thought it was Jello. Yeah, I thought speaking of
Jello,
Bill Cosby, I thought it was Jello. So I always wanted Jello after that.
Yeah, I didn't. And then Bill Cosby the pudding pop.
You want the pudding pop?
The pudding pop thing and whatnot. So
yeah. And then Briscoe said Mola Ram is such a great villain. Well, and even the Chinese guys at the beginning were just so over the top for the poison you just drank. Like the whole, even like as obnoxious as the gal is, but like the whole beginning scene was also hilarious. It was great. Especially then the guy gets the full-on skewer by Indy when he just chucks it right into his chest. Like, holy shit. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, that's right. I did for those that weren't on X at the time, and since we had skipped some Saturday Night Siths, only people on X saw this, but I did finally watch Tombstone.
Did you?
Yeah, over my vacation. I finally had popped it in. My brother had made a whole bucket load of we had our 10 pounds of chicken wings, and I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw this on, and threw on Tombstone.
Know that? Smells like somebody died.
Thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. He's like, you gonna do something or stand there and bleed when he hits the horse, and Billy Bob Thornton gained a lot of weight in that movie. Or for that movie, I guess. But
Wait, Billy Bob Thornton wasn't in that movie, was he?
Hey, yeah.
Was he? Hang on.
Yeah. I think no, not Billy.
You might be thinking of someone else.
He was. No, he was in it.
Hang on. I'm looking. No. Not seeing him.
Hold on. Maybe I'm...
Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh, wait, yeah, I did. I think I saw Michael Rooker in there. Are you looking now to see? Because
He was. I know. I'm almost positive. Yes, he is. He's Johnny Tyler. Billy Bob Thornton. Johnny. He plays Johnny.
No, Michael. Wait, Johnny who?
Johnny Tyler.
Johnny Tyler. Hang on.
He's in the movie.
Don't
test my knowledge of Tombstone. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, there he is. Oh, I didn't even realize he was in the movie.
Yeah, he's the guy that Kurt Russell hits. He's whipping the horse and he takes the rope and he hits him and he's like, it hurts, don't it? He's like, are you gonna do something or stand there and bleed?
Oh, okay. I felt like he was completely overshadowed then by like so many other characters.
Oh, Curly Bill in this photo looks like Nick Saban a little bit.
Because I even kind of wrote like a little mini review. I said I did enjoy this flick a good deal. It's fun but a little predictable, and I could have done without some of the melodrama. I felt bad as Bill Paxton and Sam Elliott's characters felt unnecessary to me, and the ending was a tad rushed. But Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer knocked it out and were great as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. Powers Booth and Michael Biehn were both great villains, though more focus and build for Johnny Ringo. Curly Bill didn't get that kind of treatment, but perhaps just true to form for a Western. I did enjoy it because Kurt and Val just knocked it out and were engaging and entertaining as hell. Also, it was like everyone's mustache were also trying to battle it out. And I would say the few Westerns I've checked out for a few dollars more is just top tier, but Tombstone, if like me, you haven't, check it out. So I did thoroughly enjoy it. So
I just don't know if there's any hope for you.
What do you mean? I enjoyed it, but I just
this will go down in my opinion, okay, as one of the greatest Western movies of all time.
I put it up there for sure, but I haven't seen a lot of Westerns. I've only seen the three.
Listen, the only other one that holds a candle is the Three Amigos with Martin. What are the
Scorsese?
No, it's the Martin Short.
Three Amigos.
Yes, yeah. No, that's not even a Western, but that's also a fantastic movie. The Three Amigos, they have the fake guns. They're the actors, but then they get into the real battle. You've seen it, right?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, stand by. Oh,
I know that. I know.
Go to IMDb right now. Full Three Amigos, 1986.
Right. No, I'm aware. Yeah, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase.
Yes.
I just have not watched it full through.
It has John Lovitz. Lovitz? I guess it's technically Lovitz.
Oh, yeah, he is in it. Look at
that. Just want to launch myself into this. And how have you not? This is such a great movie. So, like, how long is it? One of these nights we're going to watch it, and I'm going to put you through this, and then you're probably going to fall asleep because you probably won't like it. But it's absolutely fantastic.
You don't know that. You don't know that. I might like it.
Listen, quintessential, and you know that it's good because you want to know why?
Why?
Steve Martin's one of the writers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Steve Martin, Lorne Michaels, and Randy Newman.
Yes. And the fact that Steve Martin and Martin Short are really good friends outside acting, watch it. We need to watch it. We're watching on stream. I don't care what you say. I'm vetoing.
You're just going to make sure we watch it.
What else have you not seen? What else have you not seen that's Western?
Oh God!
Spaghetti westerns? Are you talking like when you say westerns? Like
okay, yeah. Like the only ones that I have watched was the Man with No Name trilogy, the Clint Eastwood ones.
Never seen it. I probably have.
So can I mention it with the Tombstone that I mentioned? Hang on for a few dollars more. Oh God, now I'm forgetting. But then of course now I've seen Tombstone, Wagons East, John Candy movie, and Lightning Jack. Which that just reminded me I should check that out again sometime. With Paul Hogan, Crocodile Hunter, Crocodile Dundee, and Cuba Gooding Jr. in that one.
If you type in greatest Western movies of all time, IMDb, Tombstone's number 1. That's insane. Then you have Fistful of Dollars, number 2.
Oh, Dan Blackred is saying Lightning Jack is the best Western.
That's that's almost as crazy as saying Thunderbolts is better than what did he say? Whatever it is. I mean, honorarily, that's a word. Blazing Saddles. I mean, you have to. I mean, come on.
Blazing
Like,
Saddles. Yeah, of course. I forgot about that one.
You know,
I've seen.
Time in the West.
I haven't seen that one. No.
High Noon.
No. I said the only ones that I have seen. So if you name off any others, nah. I have most likely not seen it.
Oh, there's an old Django.
Yeah, there's an original.
Interesting.
Melissa Lord is saying also watch Young Guns.
True Grit. That's a
Briscoe says Young Guns and 1 and 2 are great as well.
And even the Three Amigos is listed in the top Western movie picks.
Oof. Dan Blackray is saying Back to the Future Part 3 is better than Tombstone. I think
this guy. This guy. We're gonna fight Dan Blackroyd.
Uh-oh.
How dare you?
Fists are gonna be thrown now.
Hang him high is better than Thunderbolts.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh man. Tombstone is where's Melissa Lord? She's always
Well, she just said Back to the Future is one of my favorite Westerns.
No.
Yes.
People are trolling me. This is just troll fest. This isn't real. Fake news, CNN.
But before that, she did say Tombstone is the best Western movie, closely followed by The Man with No Name trilogy and Young Guns. So there you go. But Back to the Future 3 is one of our favorites.
You hated that movie?
No, I don't.
It was number 3. You put it on number 3
in
your list.
What list?
Of greatest to not so great. Back to the Future.
No,
two's your favorite. One's great. No, 3's okay.
No, one is my. It was 1, 3, and 2.
Hold the phone here. What is wrong with you? You're telling me that the baseball, like the scene with Marty and the dad, and he's at the baseball bat and he's trying to kill Marty. That's good, not your favorite?
But like it is. I think they just topped off the trilogy really well, and with Marty learning his lessons and everything, I thought the third one was great.
We don't want sentimentalness.
I have now become a sentimental old man.
I want to see the dad. I want to see Marty get his butt kicked with a baseball bat. The over exaggeration where Marty moves and then he swings and he hits, and then Marty moves and then 10 seconds later he swings again.
Wait, what?
Marty's in he's in the room, the kid's room or something, and the black dad has a baseball bat.
When they think they went back to 1985 and he thinks he's back in his house. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
One of the greatest scenes in movie history, cinematic history. I don't even know where to put Dad beating Marty. I don't even know how you type that. Dad. That's probably a really bad thing.
I was gonna say,
Marty. We're gonna try
it. Marty sneaks into the wrong house. I don't know.
Who's Biff?
Are you kidding me?
That's not it. What? Biff?
Biff is basically the main antagonist. Sorry.
Oh.
At least certainly he was in the first movie, kind of the second movie. Even though in the beginning it's Griff, his grandson.
Griff and Biff.
Griff, Biff, and Mad Dog Tannen.
Myth. Hold on. Well, I can't even send it to you because we're gonna get hit with copyright. Ugh,
It's okay.
this is the greatest.
Like I said,
Huh?
I'll just have to have the segment removed or later. That's all.
It's Back to the Future 2, Father with Baseball Bat. Oh my goodness. And one of the greatest scenes ever. He's got the old wife beater and the
Yeah. He's in his boxer
Yes.
shorts.
and he's just destroying the room. How is 3 your favorite? Literally, Marty moved. 15 seconds later, he's coming after him with the bat. Oh man.
I'm not saying
that.
this.
Listen, how long is Back to the Future 2? An hour and 30 minutes?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh, Mad Dog Buford Tannen. That's right. Thank you. Dan Blackroyd and Melissa Lord. Yeah, Buford Mad Dog Tannen.
Okay.
I forgot. I just remember the main part, the Mad Dog.
An hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes of the movie can be absolute crap, and this 50-second scene makes up for it.
It's an hour and 48 minutes.
Okay, well, it could, for an hour and 47 minutes, could be just straight dog water. And this scene.
That scene alone takes the cake.
He trips over grandma. He goes in the window, trips over grandma. I think it's grandma. I don't know. Some woman. And the way that he's just holding the baseball bat, he's holding it literally in the middle, and he's just wrecking the room.
Did you want to send that to me so I could throw it up on the screen?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know we were gonna do it. Yeah, I'm sending it right now. Hold on. Stand by. Give it a minute.
All right, let me go back through the chat really quick. Dan Blackroyd said Kathleen Kennedy was the best part. She is such a great dancer. Oh, was she really one of the dancers? Briscoe says when he threw that skewer into that guy was awesome. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had a small role. Dan Blackroyd asks Powers Booth. Melissa Lord says you finally watched Tombstone. 100 and Jurassic Park are the two most quotable movies. Dan Blackroyd asking Bonnie Tyler. Melissa Lord, Billy Bob gets punked by Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell. Oh, I remember that now. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, because he's like, Johnny, I didn't realize you were still standing there. You may go now.
Melissa Lord had said, skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. And then she said Three Amigos is hilarious. Dan Blackroyd said Clint Eastwood has never looked better in reference to Back to the Future 3. Briscoe's laughing at who's Biff. All right.
I don't know who Biff was. I thought you were talking about like Biff, like you biffed it.
Oh, no. Goddamn ads. My ad blocker hasn't been updated. It needs to. I'm tired of this. All right, hang on. Really low quality version too. That's hilarious.
Listen, it's the first one that showed up. I don't know what you want from me.
It's okay.
Let me see if I can find a better one.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. Maybe that'll help with the copyright. Who knows?
Like, oh, they're watching a piece of crap version.
It sounds like it was a recording in a movie theater too. So give it a quick pause.
Oh.
Goddamn right.
Just taking out the whole room.
Oh, Melissa Lord says when the dad turns the light on, you can see the Thriller poster on the wall. Let's go. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Ah! I never noticed that before. Nice catch.
Biff has a stupid helmet. The Marty McFly Jr. and hoverboard chase scene. I don't know what movie that's from. Back to the Future 2. Is that the same movie?
Back to the Future 2 with, yeah, they go to the future. Griff has like a weird power helmet thing.
Yeah. Looks like a Lego. Top of a Lego.
I can kind of see that, yeah. Especially after having recently played through Lego Batman the video game.
Anywho, will go down as one of the greatest clips of all time.
It is a good one. It is a good one.
So, do you retract your statement? Does that change your mind? Is 2 now your favorite?
Just because a dude goes swinging a baseball bat all wildly like that does not suddenly make the movie my favorite.
No. Not any dude. The dad.
Because he's the dad.
Yeah. That's the hinge piece, right? He's the dad.
Back when dads would defend their families with with something as simple as a baseball bat.
Yeah, back when dads were dads. And people had dads.
That too. Yes.
That should have changed your mind. To be fair, I haven't watched 3, but I don't need to because I know 2 is going to trump 3 no matter what.
You are a goofy man. A goofy man.
You should put in the... Well, did anybody in the chat say 3 was better than 2? You should put the... Chat, let's get a poll. Let's get a poll in the chat, please. Or let's get a...
Favorite Back to the Future?
Yeah. Let's get a poll.
All right.
They're going to say 3 just to spite me. It's fine.
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to put Back to the Future 1, 1, and 1, and 1.
Okay.
Okay. I'll even add a none for some evil individual. Okay. Poll is started. So what is your favorite Back to the Future movie? Cast your votes, people. Cast your votes. Dan Blackroyd says Thunderbolts has much better clips. Well, damn. We've been shown up by Thunderbolts yet again, sir.
Crazy. Insane.
I'm almost tempted to bring up the very clickbaity article that Brad sent me regarding the Acolyte.
Oh no.
It's so stupid because they wrote up this article just based off of one reply message. And I'm just like, do we talk about it? Do we want to? Do we want to go down this road? So I ask you, Sir Live, as we wait for people to cast their votes, should we go over this article?
Sure.
All right. You should be able to, yeah, there you go. You should be able to see it. All right, here we go. So over on Gaming Bible, let's get that a little more blown up there. The Acolyte Season 2 has fans united following renewal statement. There's no renewal statement, but here we go. Is this like Angered Redden? Is this a joke site? Brad, are you trolling me? Despite airing for just one season, which, yeah, we knew that was it. Disney's Plus Acolyte was canceled. All right, yeah, we're getting that out of the way in 2024, but recent social media posts may just instill some hope into fans. That bitter little bit of glimmering hope, even though they completely shit canned it. Airing back in 2024, June 2024. Hence the 1 year reunion stuff. Acolyte was a Disney Plus Star Wars show that followed the story of a former Padawan as she reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes. However, they soon discover the forces are way more sinister than they could have ever anticipated when an enemy known only as the Stranger enters the fray. Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Consisting of 8 episodes, the Acolyte was unfortunately axed after its first season and failed to stand up against some other iconic Star Wars television shows such as Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh no. Oh no. Nevertheless, its fan base has remained loud and proud and have been advocating for a second season ever since. That being said, it is not just its fan base that is fighting for renewal, as a cast member has recently shown her support for the show. Rebecca Henderson, who played Vernestra Rowe in Acolyte, posted to social media earlier this week to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the show. This came after Henderson was mentioned by official Save the Acolyte campaign Instagram account, and it wasn't long before the actress reposted it with her own hashtags. Quote, "Thank you for all your love and support," she wrote, alongside the hashtags Renew the Acolyte and Acolyte Summer. There has been no mention of a renewal for the Acolyte, but who knows? With such a dedicated fan base, it may just come true in the future. This would see fans able to experience the story of characters such as Vernestra Rowe, oh Lord, and her links to the Stranger, as well as unexplained appearances of Darth Plagueis. However, with multiple Star Wars projects currently in the works, it seems as though the Acolyte has well and truly been left behind. And here is...
Just 2 things. One, leave it to Brad to tell us such a...
So yeah, this was the post that they're talking about here. If you can see it. There's the thank you for all your love and support. Oh my God, these. But yeah, he said that to me. I did think it was pretty funny. I love that even some of the people in the comments are dunking on her as being the worst part of the show.
And which actor was it? Because I didn't watch it.
This one.
Oh, yeah.
Leslie Headland's wife.
Oh, yeah. The Jedi whip lady.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So what do you think, Hitman? Do you think there's hope for the Acolyte to return? Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's actually going to leave. If Kathleen Kennedy actually left and they got somebody that was pro everything Kathleen was, then maybe they could I could see them redoing it, but
without that, no go.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like, were there actually any fans that liked the show?
Well, allegedly there are, and they had a whole campaign. They even tried to put a whole billboard up for it and stuff like that too. But yeah, just like Melissa Lord says, Vernestra Rose, Headland's wife, and a terrible actress, 100%. But then so was the oh God, what's her name? The obnoxious girl that was the Padawan or former Padawan. See, I've already forgotten so much of that stupid show. And yet, fucking Kenobi still burns my brain.
I don't know why. This was far worse than Kenobi, and we've talked about it.
Hang on, I'm trying to remember who that. Oh, Amandla Stenberg, that's right.
Oh, she's the black one.
Yes, the black one.
That Obi-Wan, Ian McGregor came to her defense.
Yeah, because just like they did for the Reva actress, because they had to drum up controversy just to get any kind of buzz around their movie.
Yeah, I remember that. Or was it Reva? I can't remember. Who was it?
It was both. Well, I know they tried to drum up controversy surrounding the both of them.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Reva where he said it.
It was probably when he did the Tard and Car situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you're thinking about. Was in that.
Yeah. The Sandberg
discourse.
the racist video or something. Or what video was she? A singer? What was she?
Yeah, she did like some cringy song and dance thing, music video. Yeah. It wasn't good.
No, I remember watching it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Heck, no, heck, yes, it should go.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted to add any more to this. I thought it was just funny that Brad sent it to me. I thought it just that.
You know why he did, right? Because he wants to torture us.
And it worked.
Yes, leave it to Brad to, one, remind us of the anniversary of Acolyte, and two, to send us this heinous article.
Funny that Brad Acolyte sent it to me.
What?
What?
Oh, I think your mic messed up.
For a second there. It might have doubled up.
We're in the toilet.
Yeah, something like that.
Whew.
Okay, well, I just thought it'd be funny to bring that one up. Because as we were waiting for the people to cast their votes, Dan Blackroyd already wanted the poll to end. Melissa Lord says Back to the Future is the best. Steve, how's it going, man? Saying the Acolyte is the best Star Wars ever. Oh no. Dan Blackroyd says, rejoice, we nearly have Acolyte back. A new hope has emerged. Melissa Lord says she dropped the shitty's dissertation track of all time, or diss track of all time. Yeah, I remember that. Damn autocorrect. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was I couldn't even I think I remember Rhino was going over that freaking video.
I do think he said that. Yeah, that's about right. I think he did a review on it, if I'm not mistaken.
On the diss track music video. Yeah. That's what he like did, like a little short like EFAP of it, and it was just like I could barely listen to, like, just even though he was like pausing it and making his commentaries, it's like this shit is so cringy. I don't even know how he got through it.
I don't know, because I do. You want to know how? His McDonald's.
Oh, that's right. The power of McDonald. The Mickey D's saves the day again.
Him and Grizzy both must have like some type of, I don't know, superpower to watch stuff.
Endure all that shit.
Yeah. Like Grizzy be posting some crazy, just chill stuff, man.
Oh yeah, he manages to scrounge him up. He really does. It's insane. All right. I am going to be ending the poll now. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Back to the Future 2 wins. A overwhelming 60-20-10.
Okay, are you ready for the results?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see Back to the Future 2 win.
So, coming in at 55% is Back to the Future Part 1. And Back to the Future 2 and 3 are tied at 22%. This is
Well, that's not how I thought the poll was going to go.
This is out of 9 votes.
Well, I didn't vote. I was going to be the the vice president, the defining piece, the tiebreaker.
So I guess then it'll go Back to the Future 1, 2, and then 3 if you're going to break the tie.
Well, I can't break the tie because I can't vote.
Well, you can at least break the tie between 2 and 3. So
No,
your vote
because
will
I'm
go
not
to
part-
2.
I'm not the people. I'm not the people, though. I can't vote. The people got to vote.
Well, the people have voted.
Well,
But
you can't have
if-
a tie.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like
But
that's
you-
the case.
You can't have. It's like you can't have a tie between Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Jedi. It's not.
I love how you
it's
keep
not
saying
possible.
Revenge of the Jedi instead of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I think was it not originally Revenge of the Jedi?
It was originally going to be Revenge of the Jedi until George reconsidered that as not being part of the way of the Jedi as it were, and renamed it. Yes.
I'll always call it Revenge of the Jedi.
Why, when we have Revenge of the Sith, which is much more accurate.
Well, just because Revenge of the Jedi just I don't know goes off the tongue better. I don't know. But I agree with you.
Huh.
Well, I was really hoping that number 2 was going to win.
Well, shucks. I'm sorry.
Fine.
But
Be
like you
okay.
said, the people have casted their votes.
Listen,
The people have spoken.
can't. I've got to let the people decide, even if it hurts me. What's next on the docket?
Oh boy. See, this is tough because I know that you aren't a big gamer. So it's tough to go into certain topics in that regards. At least for like
But I can bring a perspective though.
True.
But yes, I don't know all the ins and outs of gaming, like you say.
Because even like with one of the topics here that I was considering going into, because I saw the like I said, they had the whole Sony PlayStation event. I forgot what the hell they called it, but there was the announcement of a remaster, which I'm kind of getting tired of all these freaking remasters.
Well, it's all they can do, right?
Well, I also, in my own ways, I'm like, so this is how they're going to pay for part 3 of Final Fantasy VII. So recently with the, like I said, at the PlayStation, I forget what the hell they called it. But anyway, at their PlayStation event, and I don't know if this will maybe drag Sheefster in, they announced the Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles announcement trailer. They had this out. And yet again, we are going through and kind of getting, in my opinion, a needless possibly bunch of changes and stuff like that. And they show the changes off, which somebody tried to already gaslight me and say, why are you complaining about changes? Wait until the game is out. But I'm like, but they showed the changes. So in this trailer, and here it is.
The Harry Pot guy.
The Harry Pothead. No. But this, here we go. Can you see it in Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's. Here we go.
O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
If you feel wrong, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge?
So already here are some of the changes here for the way the grid system looks. For one, you can already kind of see the overly smoothing of the textures. But also, like I had pointed out, that then they bring up, in my opinion, and I don't know, I just wondered why they did this, but then they basically like show you the turn order and everything right here on the side and slap it up there. And then like Sheepster was pointing out how they kind of put these different hues around the portraits that weren't there originally. Now, in my opinion, I don't see why you needed to really add any of this. It all ran just fine the way it was, but those are certainly some of the first stuff there.
Path of subterfuge and conflict.
The powerful must rule.
And this one here as well, where they are showing off your basically the trees of which you can quickly go to, or not quickly go to, but this, to me, this kind of takes away from the mystery a little bit, and just like then the experimentation of playing different classes, leveling up the different job classes, and seeing what gets unlocked. Like in my opinion, it's like, why not just, for anybody that really wants to, they can always look up a guide for it. I don't see why it needed to be thrown directly into the game. But I mean, I guess I can kind of understand for some, especially maybe some newbies, helps them out a little bit. But I
played this game?
I have, yes.
Okay.
And I was hoping this would rope Chiefster in a little bit, but because he's played it he's played it way more than I have. And I can only do so much, sir.
The weak, it is our duty. Heavens fall upon your crown.
And the funny thing is, for anybody that played, there was the one. So they did. This isn't the first time either that they've re-released Final Fantasy Tactics like this. Because they also had re-released Final Fantasy Tactics with like some of the animated scenes that you're seeing in this for the PSP, and that was the PlayStation, just the PlayStation Portable, the original, and that one was the War of the Lions, which you are seeing like the animated scenes and stuff they do show off, but even with that version, and it's funny. I'm pretty sure there's different voice acting that was in that versus what's in this, because Ramza is sounding a lot different, which is the main character of Tactics. Sounds a lot different than Phil Lamar, who kind of did a odd little, he almost kind of made, as I remember it, sounding a little effeminate. So it was kind of weird, but
This vile charade has gone on long enough.
Where this, he actually sounds a little bit more, just a little masculine, but that's just a little.
Do you remember when your father showed us how to make a whistle of a blade of grass?
And then, so this was another part of it. So here they show the classic, which is the classic pixels and stuff like that, which to me, I think still looks a little better than what they tried to kind of smooth, like I said, smooth out the textures. And so they say the classic version unites the graphics and gameplay of the original with the renowned War of the Lions translation. I don't remember hearing that it was that much better, but I mean, I'll take their word for that at least. And then for the enhanced edition, they say the enhanced version features a renewed interface, which you are seeing right there. But again, in my opinion, I don't see why you felt the need to do so. It to me, like, is weird. Like, they do things that are over designed and then under designed too. It's kind of a weird give and take on that one. But this is the thing. They say extensive additions and adjustments to the story, fully voiced dialogue, and much more. Now, this is where I had some alert bells, especially kind of ring off with the adjustments to the story. This is like when we've talked about situations like Knights of the Old Republic being rewritten and stuff like that. I don't think they've rewritten the story, but like they say, extensive additions. And to me, the whole adjustments to the story makes me think of we've made alterations to the story to make it palatable to a modern audience. So that was something that really just kind of like clicked, but like it was, I would be willing to give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt to say, okay, maybe that is because of the additions of things like the voice acting, maybe help with some of the pacing in that regard, since it's going to be fully voiced, which is weird, but they're doing that. So like, I was like, okay, I'll give them maybe just a little shred of leeway there. Maybe that's the situation. So, but like I said, it really just kind of stuck out to me. But yeah, that's, I guess, due out in, what was that, September? But of course, like it is, folks, never pre-order. So yeah, that was.
I've never played Final Fantasy. It's not. I always get Final Fantasy and like Kingdom of Hearts confused, and I don't know why.
Well, Kingdom Hearts was done by Squaresoft originally, who is the Squaresoft created Final Fantasy, and then they merged with Enix to become Square Enix, and so they've still been going to this day, and they were the developers behind Kingdom Hearts.
That was okay. So, but Kingdom Hearts wasn't like. Was it, this dumb question, was it influenced by Disney at all, or did it have Disney characters? Or no?
That was a collaboration. So there are Disney characters, Disney worlds, and stuff like that you travel to in that game. Yes,
but it wasn't specifically or exclusively Disney.
No, it was, like I said, I think it was excuse me.
Is it like a Mortal Kombat game? And is that a fighting game? Is it like a turn-based style?
It's an action adventure RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, because like it is the combat's a lot more freeform than like say this here, like Final Fantasy Tactics, and also old JRPGs, Japanese RPG role-playing games, which were turn-based usually. And also even like Dungeons and Dragons is considered like
they go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like I said, even Dungeons and Dragons did that too. That's what everything. That's what all these things are basically based upon. So yeah. It makes me wonder though. At the end of the day, these are some of the changes that they were willing to show. My question also then becomes, what didn't they show us?
Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong for anybody to ever ask that stuff of these developers and stuff like that.
Do you think they're adding stuff behind the scenes?
I think it is very possible that they did, yes, that we don't know about. Maybe some rewriting, changing context of dialogue and stuff like that. It's been known to happen before. So
is Square Enix still doing the developing?
Oh yeah, they're still the ones behind it. And last I did hear, I believe the original creator for this game has returned to help with the project. So also like here is, let me get the images that I had. So here's even like some.
Are they like in line with like Sweet Baby Inc? Are they like a?
I think I don't know if they were on the list before.
Are they on the list now?
I don't even know if the website's up anymore.
Oh.
But like here's like kind of some, here's the original right here that you can see, and then here's then the and I got these off of Facebook, and then here is the in quote unquote enhanced edition, which again, like you can see even like the detail, to me feeling kind of lost in even like the structures here versus up here. Like I feel like even though it's all it kind of looks like pencil drawing almost, but like I feel like there's more detail there than there is some of it here. Like some of it feels more muted than up here. Like to me it sticks out, but that could just be my own oh no. Brad says, "Oh God, a new trailer for Strange New Worlds dropped today. Time to torture myself."
Let's watch it. Bring it up.
After, hang on,
Brad, get in here. Okay, no,
let me get through this first. So there's that one. There's this again, more just kind of detailed shots between, which is kind of funny when you look at it. Like there's more brightness to even like the. I don't remember how to pronounce her name properly, but it's like Igus or something like that. But like there's more brightness there and everything compared to here. It feels a little more muted. Again, just some of the spots. Like to me, again, like I just feel like there's a little bit over complication with like adding even like the health bars and stuff like that for the units on the field. Hopefully this is sort of stuff that could be removed, but like to me, again, a weird moment of like over complicating something that didn't need it. And so here's like even showing off more of, this is how the original like sifting through the job classes looked. And now I guess this is also how you look at jobs and statuses for those jobs in here, which I don't know, like I can see, I kind of like the rotating wheel, just kind of circling back and forth between them, but I can see where this makes things a little more, I guess, easier to jump to the particular job that you're wanting to see, check the status of, see if you need to level up anything. So like that one's not bad. Like it's not bad, I guess. And even Sheefster said this. He's like, kind of, what's the point when the original is still out there, very much available in many formats? Slight, again, just kind of the different textures. This one, I don't know. Again, kind of mixed with this one, but again, I think I see a little more here and there popping out. Versus again, where everything just feels overly smudged over. And let's see. Yeah, even for like Delita here capturing the princess. And on going to ride his chocobo. Lighting is even a little different, so. But otherwise, that is just kind of some of the stuff that I was looking at. And I even said this, like, if I ever get the itch to want to play Final Fantasy Tactics again, I would certainly just kind of boot up the emulator and start playing it that way that I have available, or the PSP version if I want that version of it as well. So I don't know. Maybe I fully admit that it could just be me and my own nostalgia, although I think the game is still great regardless, even it still, to me, still holds up. And I don't think you need voice acting for it. So, but I fully admit, you know, it could just be me being the grumpy old man and all of that. But I mean, to me, this is like a class, and this was a game. Final Fantasy Tactics was a game that I originally mocked because I was used to Final Fantasy VII at the time. I love that game. I still do. But a buddy of mine had been the one that was playing it and everything, and I was watching him play it, and I took some cheap shots, mainly in regards to the summonings looking like paper cutouts, which to a degree I wasn't wrong, but that was just me being an asshole. I fully admit that. And then once I did, when even I got into the game and I started paying attention to the story and everything, I got really engrossed in it and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm gonna have to replay through it, especially soon. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game that I've kind of put it at for Final Fantasy games, this is probably one of the top tier of Final Fantasy games. It's a little difficult at times, and there's kind of I wouldn't know if there's a learning curve, but it takes some getting used to, especially for the turns and then placement of your characters, adjusting the way the characters are standing midst battle and all that. But it's a great game once you know the mechanics and get really into it. So to me, like, it is, if I get the itch, I stand by what I've said. I would probably rather play the original, but I may down the line check it out and see fully all the what the enhanced edition has to offer. So this was definitely one that especially once I had those screenshots and stuff, I was like, ooh, I want to kind of dig a little more into this. But otherwise, any questions or anything, Hitman?
I almost rather just, so I'm kind of looking at like Kingdom Hearts stuff. I almost rather the original game at this point in time, because you just don't like, I don't know, mods might be fine and texture packets, whatever, but I just want the true game. I don't want any, like, even the remastered stuff. It's like, okay, well, like, what are you remastering?
Yeah, what are you really adding to the game to
like
make it worth the value?
Yeah. It's like when we talked about SOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic years ago, that they were going to remaster it. It was who was it? Oh gosh, it wasn't Ubi. Who did the game?
BioWare
was going to do it, and they were going to, like, there was talk about like making Revan a girl and all.
Oh,
that.
No. That was oh god, the people that was doing the remaster. Right. Oh god, yeah. I forgot. I forgot the company's name now.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously wasn't Night Dive. They wouldn't do that, but it was who was it? I thought it wasn't BioWare. Who was it? And the guy just stepped down. I don't know if he stepped down.
I guess it's now under Saber Interactive.
No,
is the current developers Aspire Media?
No.
Yeah, Aspire, I think, was one of the original names we might have been saying, but Saber Interactive is the one that has allegedly picked it up.
Okay.
But yeah, we heard about the changes that were going to go on, the rewriting of the story. To me, which is like, don't change the story. Leave the story alone. You don't need to.
Yeah.
If you're remastering it, then just give it the texture uplift, give it the facelift, basically, and be done.
Yeah, but that's was the talk about just rewriting the story, which was like dangerous when you start like.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, man. Yep.
I'm not gonna say KOTOR is perfection, but I mean, it's an amazing game that the story didn't need changing, and this is another fantastic story that doesn't need, in my opinion, additions or changes or anything like that. Just leave it alone.
So I think I asked this last week. How many Kingdom Hearts are there, and how many I almost said Final Destination? How many games are in this line?
Final
Fantasy.
mainline Final Fantasy. They're on like 16 or 17.
Oh gosh, so that would be a commitment then.
And then, well, they're all independent stories. They're not all connected.
So it's kind of like Assassin's Creed. They're kind of some.
No, because even Assassin's Creed had connections. At least certainly 1 through 3.
So how's that work?
After that, then that's when they started getting a little more disjointed.
how do you have a franchise where it's all in like not connected though? There's no continuity. Well, I don't know if continuity.
Well, I mean, even the original Final Fantasy was meant to be like their last game. It was Squaresoft's last ditch effort to make a hit game. And the naming is because it was their final game, their final chance, and so they called it Final Fantasy. And so, but it just so happened to take off, and now they have a whole franchise.
Interesting. I did not know that.
It's wild how these things work sometimes.
Have you played all 16?
No.
No desire to?
I definitely want to someday get to some of the originals. I've kind of tapped into some of them, but I've played Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9. I got through a lot of Final Fantasy 10, but I stopped at the wedding ceremony part, and I then watched Sheevster play the rest of it. I played 11, which is the MMO, massively multiplayer online RPG. 12, I started, but again, I couldn't get into at all. I didn't even touch 13 or 13 Versus. Played Final Fantasy 14 on launch. It was dog shit. They had the smart idea to revamp it, and they did. And it was a lot more playable much later on, which was fine. Again, the other MMORPG, but it was a good one until they started introducing the trannies.
Good.
And then I started playing Final Fantasy 15, enter the boy band phase, as people were calling it. I, again, couldn't really get into that one. And I just kind of fell out of it completely. And I haven't even touched 16. I don't even know what the hell that one's about. So I've played a good portion. I played a chunk of them, just not all of them. My favorites are probably 7 and 9. 8's okay. I think I need to give that one a revisit. I think 6 is also phenomenal. Has one of the best end boss theme songs. Dancing Mad. It is freaking amazing. Not basically like a whole 12-minute song. And the battle is meant to go into the final boss has like 3 forms, and each segment of the song covers each form. So the song will change for each version of the boss you're fighting.
Cool.
Another great song. But yeah, so it's again a series that's kind of gotten away from itself. They also have they have a bunch of offshoots. There's Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. I didn't like that one because of the judge system, which just seemed to add arbitrary rules to the battles that I didn't think was necessary. So I had started that one, but then once that I found that was a whole gimmick, I gave up on it. I was like, nope, no thanks. So yeah, it's a very like it is a very odd franchise. There's the pluses and minuses to it, just because each one does something slightly different with the battle system and everything. I think the Espers were probably one of the best versions. 9 is kind of like a whole love letter, combining a lot of different elements together for that game. And another one I need to replay one of these days. So, but yeah,
Kingdom Hearts.
I played the first one. It was okay, I guess, but it just wasn't my thing.
The key sword is iconic.
The key sword is, I guess, very iconic. I didn't really care for the game. I think I kind of slept my way through it.
Why is the story or
it was okay. Like, yeah, the story, and I just wasn't big on Disney anyways. So
But is it a Disney game or no?
yes and no, because even
Elaborate.
Mickey, Donald, and Goofy all play their parts. And it's kind of like you are trying to find Mickey, who's trying to put the Heartless away or something like that. So like there's the whole Final Fantasy side of things, and then there's the Disney side of things, and they come together in this whole, like I say, big collaborative effort.
Well, that's just one game. That's not the whole franchise, is it?
No.
So the franchise as a whole.
So the franchise. So in this instance, like Kingdom Hearts became its own franchise, because then there's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. And then there's a bunch of different little offshoots that then you're also supposed to play in a particular order that just hurts my brain trying to think of it.
So did Kingdom Hearts become a franchise before or after Disney?
Oh, well, after Disney had ever been established, yeah.
Okay. No, I meant that game. No, I meant that game specifically, though. Like, when did it become popular? Is I guess my question.
When did that game series become popular?
Yeah, before or after the Disney.
People were really hyped on it from the get.
Okay.
Because she sure had friends that were like, oh, they swore by it, but even I was like, no, it's stupid, it's Disney bullshit, piss off. But they're like, no, you have to play it. I'm like, fine, I'll play it. And I finally did play it, and I was like, it's okay. The funny thing was at the end of the game, too, I used Donald and Goofy as meat shields, basically, to get through it.
You would.
I did. It was hilarious.
Donald's my favorite character. How dare you do that?
I'm sorry, but he had to be sacrificed for my victory.
You should have done Miss Piggy.
I didn't have the option to choose Miss Piggy. Anyway, that was this for Final Fantasy Tactics. I just wanted to go over that trailer and just also get your thoughts on.
Well, as somebody who's never played it and don't know if I would because there's 16 games, I don't want.
That's fair.
I don't want any remastered because there's always the potential that you're going to change it, and I'm a big proponent. Like, I'll use the KOTOR example. Like, I don't think they could have done anything different to KOTOR to make it even more better than it was, right?
Yeah.
And I certainly don't want them touching the story, right? So keep it to the original. If you wanted to change it, then you should have done that before you released it, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know if it depends on who's remastering or who wants to change it, right? If BioWare originally did KOTOR and they wanted to remaster it or change it, I would ask the question, okay, what do you want to change about it? But if you have somebody that's, pro DEI and wants to do all that, like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't need to be changed. Just like movies don't need to be remade.
Right.
I don't need a remake of Tombstone. I don't need a remake of Top Gun. I don't need a remake of Gladiator, which
oh god.
I don't need a remake of Beetlejuice. I don't need a remake of, I just leave it the original. And there's something to be said, like, for instance, on the Switch, man, you can play the old Game Boy games, right? So playing old Metroid Prime or Metroid, there's something to be said about playing the old games and keeping it true, or even like Dark Forces.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Star Wars, like, keeping it, unmasked. Like, just keep it to the original format. There's something there's something to be said about it. There's nostalgia. If you in fact did play the game back then, right? So just I'm not bought into the whole remastering thing. I think it's ridiculous. If you want to mod it, fine. If you want to do graphic packages or whatever you call it, fine. But if you're going to touch the story, absolutely not. It's just, there's no justification for that. Because in my mind, as a non-gamer and somebody who has played games back when it was all about quality versus quantity, so you had stories that were amazing that didn't need to be changed. Jedi Outcast, that story did not need to change. There's nothing that you could have done to make that better. Maybe touch a little bit more on Morgan, but outside that, that's it.
Right.
You don't need to. You got everything that you could possibly have in a game. Now, if you want to make a second game and touch more on Lando and the whole team, then fine. But it was a concise, connected, conducive story that doesn't need any adding or subtracting. If anything, I would say add more Nar Shaddaa. That's my only
You and Nar Shaddaa, man. Damn.
amazing. But yeah, so I don't know how you feel about since you played it. I didn't.
I'm
don't
very
think
wary of it. Like I said, I'm not impressed by their visual design changes.
No, you could probably get a graphic package yourself. I act like I'm talking computer. You could probably do that yourself.
It's a strong possibility. I'll have to actually look.
Save money. Yeah, one, save money, and two, don't give your money to the mouse.
Well, this isn't a mouse situation.
Yeah,
but Square Enix is no better than Disney at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Don't give them money. Mod it yourself. Do graphic package or texture package yourself. That's what I think the term is, texture package.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Leave it the same. Don't change it. There's no need.
Agreed. I can't. Yeah, you said it.
Oh.
All right, let me go to the chat really quick. Dan Blackberry said it's not changed. It's not Disney. Oh, that's right. Only Disney does these things. That's right. I forget. The pacing. Dan Blackberry says all shall adapt to the new world order of pacing. And then said half of Kingdom Hearts is Final Fantasy characters. Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, is there a difference? Are they connected?
They like I said, they're connected, and then like it's kind of weird. Like their worlds merged, basically. It's when worlds collide.
Like World Between Worlds.
I mean, in a weird sense, yeah, kind of like because then you have to then travel to all the different worlds on the map that you have. You use the gummy ship, as they call it, and you travel to the different. It basically looks like one, and you travel to the different worlds. You're defeating the quote unquote heartless, as the enemies are called, and it's kind of. Huh?
Are they women?
No. No, they're not. Although that would have been pretty hilarious. But yeah, and then it's the main protagonist, Sora. Part of his mission is finding his friends. And then he runs into Final Fantasy characters. He runs into Disney characters. He goes to the world of Hercules. He goes to, at least in the first game, I'm trying to remember, goes to where Ariel is and under the whole undersea kingdom or whatever.
What game? What was it? What game was this with the Disney ones?
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which one? Like in the line in the series, was this the first, second, third?
As far as yeah. I know that there's the first, second, and third, and then, like I said, there's a bunch of other side stories that apparently, according to the fans, you have to play in a particular order to get it all, which to me just makes me go, then what's the fucking point? That just to me sounds annoying and tedious sometimes. But I mean, hey, I did that kind of for Babylon 5 when I started watching that. You had to watch certain ones in a particular order.
That's fantastic. That series is fantastic.
I wasn't a fan.
It's almost as good as Battlestar Galactica.
I need to watch the original Battlestar Galactica one of these days. That one's on my list.
You did say that you didn't like Babylon 5. You're like, it's very subversive.
Yes, it had a bunch of subversive elements. Chiefster apparently was also like, he was done before I was.
I haven't watched it. I started watching Battlestar.
Like, it had some good premises here and there, but yeah, a lot of the elements just screamed that those early day subversions and stuff.
What do you mean by that? What did it have in it that was that?
I just, oh God, I don't remember everything that it was. They just, and I'm not wanting to go into that nutshell at the moment.
Fine. Oh, that's fine. Maybe later, but I'm very curious though. Because I didn't know about Babylon 5 until recently.
Yeah, like I said, and there's a lot like the Mass Effect writers took a lot from that series. You could tell, And that was like kind of the funny thing once I had started watching that, and then, you know, having played Mass Effect, I was like, oh crap, I get it. Okay, I get what people are saying. Briscoe says, I might bury the new Final Fantasy Tactics if they don't censor anything. Or buy the new Final Fantasy if they don't censor it. Well, I can only hope that they don't. Like I said, I'm curious what they didn't show for the changes. So that's my big kind of like, and kind of curious to some of the probably quality of life gameplay mechanics that they've thrown in there. And yeah, I just hope that they don't censor the game, but you know, they can do, like we've talked about, you know, they can rewrite stories in other ways than just directly like completely retconning it. So we'll have to find out. Dan Blacker says, at least they gave the option original or new version. 7 never gave us that option. That's 100% correct. That's true. That's very true. You are just stuck with the remake, or as I call it, the demake. Briscoe says they recently, quote unquote, remastered Onimusha 2 and they censored some stuff in it. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to it. Yeah, of all people too, I saw Mark the Cyborg talking about that, and he's not somebody that I usually see bringing up censorship in video games too often, or at least making a deal of it. So if somebody like him's actually pointing that stuff out, I'm like, oh crap. So there was some stuff that was pretty heavily censored. I know like some of the female outfits and stuff were censored. They covered cleavage and stuff like that, if I recall, but I don't know of all of the changes that took place. I just thought it was really interesting that he of all people was complaining about
They made
it.
all the females look ugly.
I don't even know if they did that. Like I said, I just think what I saw was they were just covering the chest, covering the beautiful cleavage.
They probably just removed all the women in general.
That would have been funny. Dan Blackred says, think of it as an anthology for Kingdom Hearts. And then Briscoe says, or maybe Final Fantasy, I don't know. Briscoe says each Final Fantasy is its own contained story. Final Fantasy 14 kind of takes all the games and mashes all games together, creates its own story out of it. Yeah, I saw elements like that for sure. And then later they did introduce some legacy bosses. They did bring in Kefka, the final boss from Final Fantasy 6, who has a really cool battle theme. They did an okay rendition of that song in that game, but the original is still the top tier version in my opinion, even for it sounding like 16-bit audio. Dan Blackbird says 7 isn't connected to 8, but 7 has sequels. It does. Spin-offs and prequels. Each number is a reset. Yeah. 7 has a lot of stuff too, like stuff that never went to console. Like they had mobile games too, when mobile games were very early a thing. Those were some of the spin-offs. Like they had a game for the Turks, and I think there was maybe like a couple others. I don't recall exactly. And then they even had of course the Advent Children movie, which was the sequel. The Advent Children movie, I don't know, I was kind of mixed on. Yeah, I had some cool battle scenes, but was very And I didn't like the portrayal of Cloud, that he turned into a giant mopey bitch, when in my book that was over with. If anything, if he's gonna be doing that was in 7. But even then, like 7, he's supposed to be mimicking Zack, in my opinion. So he's supposed to be acting a little more sarcastic and jokey. If anything, just more of the sarcastic side and everything. But like, to me, and I guess this is the thing with text, like you can only interpret it in so many different ways. But that was what I got from him in that game. And like I said, he's meant to be kind of imitating Zack. So like, to me, his whole mindset felt weird. But then once the movie came along, and that's supposed to be after he kind of got his memory back together, where he just kind of became a regular dude, like his overly mopey, depressed attitude just did not work for me, brother. So, and then of course there was Dirge of Cerberus, which was focused on Vincent, a character that was a hidden character but gained a lot of popularity. That game, it just felt unnecessary. I don't know if that would be considered a sequel, at least a sequel to like Advent Children. I forgot the exact timeline that game took place. It was kind of fun for gameplay mechanics, but the story was very meh. Crisis Core, which was a prequel, I really enjoyed, and I didn't think I was, but I enjoyed the gameplay mechanics, funnily enough. And even though like I didn't see the point of like Angeal and I forget the other guy's name, basically two randos that were added to one character to play as Zach's mentor, even though I thought that was kind of Sephiroth's role, but yeah, like the other two characters were okay. They just kind of felt a little they were seriously just like, they didn't even integrate them, as I recall, very well. They felt very tacked on, but again, had a really cool fight scene moment, especially between the two newbies and Sephiroth. That was a really cool one. And I haven't played their remaster thing of that, and I'm scared to, because I heard there was changes made, and I'm not necessarily keen on that. So again, if I want to, I'll just play the PSP version. Tehalim29 said I did play the Noctis one, thought it was okay. Like I said, I couldn't get through it. Briscoe says I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 right now. Like I said, the play mechanics and stuff in the world is really great. They do a lot of good things for some of the MMO aspects. Briscoe says Final Fantasy 6 and 4 are my favorites. Okay. Yeah, I've never played 4. Like I said, it's below 6 I need to get to. Melissa Lord says Final Fantasy 16 is great. I highly recommend playing it. Fractured is up there with 7 story-wise. Oh, okay. Well, maybe on my off times I will. I might not stream it, but I'll perhaps look into it. You didn't lead me astray with the Tombstone recommendation, so you got some brownie points. I'll check it out. Briscoe says I think Final Fantasy 10 and 13 are the worst. 13 was Lightning, right? So I never played that one. I pretty much stopped at 10 was like, or 10 and 12 were kind of my hard stops for the mainline series, other than checking out 14 maybe, but 13 I completely dodged. Was it 13 and 13-2 or something like that? I know Final Fantasy 10 had a sequel, which was 10-2, and that one I didn't play at all. My brother did. I didn't. But like I said, I'll agree. Final Fantasy 10 is probably the worst. Dan Blackridge says 12 is great. 12 is also supposed to take on elements of like Star Wars too. So if you want kind of a medieval Star Wars-esque story, apparently that's the way to go. Briscoe says the first 6 Final Fantasies are really easy to get through. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm so used to JRPGs turning into grind fest, so they can be kind of like obnoxious to get through. Dan Blackbird says most of Final Fantasy remasters usually have great improvements, quality of life stuff, gameplay speed ups, God mode, and stuff like that. Makes the story experience easier if you want that. Yeah, but like my problem with especially the Final Fantasy VI remaster they did, they turned the sprites looking too mobile game like. And to me, I was like, why would you do that? Like I felt like the character sprites did not look nearly as good as they did with the original game. Briscoe says Dragon Quest is also another great RPG franchise. It is, and all the artwork is done by was done by the late and great Akira Toriyama. That was kind of one of his forays outside of Dragon Ball, and he did the artwork and character designs for that game. Yeah, those games are great. I need to get through more of them. I've only played bits and pieces of some. I need to really like just hammer it down and get through them. Because that was a series I just happened to, not even intentionally, just happened to avoid for a long time. Black Pill Timon, Meteor Advocate. Hello, sir. How are you? He said he got the flu, been napping the whole day. Well, get that rest, man. Get that rest. You need your rest and relaxation if you got the flu. I do not blame you one bit. Flus can suck donkey dick. Briscoe says they censored a bathing scene in Onimusha 2 as well. Oh. Well, then I think that's just all the more, again, go back to the originals. Go if you can. It's easy to find a copy out there, as it were. I know places where I've been getting some of my PS2 games as of late to emulate and everything. Thankfully, now with people's computers, usually nowadays they can emulate just about anything. Timon says there's only 10 Final Fantasies 1 through 10 games plus tactics. The rest is garbage. I'll agree to that. Briscoe says, my hot take, I think Final Fantasy VII is extremely overrated. I like it a lot, but it's overrated as fuck. No, I don't disagree with you on that. I actually do agree that it is nowadays very, very overrated. I myself just have a very, very much a soft spot for it, nostalgic soft spot for it. It was kind of my introduction to the series, especially what really got me into playing like JRPGs and stuff. I had tried out, I think, kind of Final Fantasy VI before that, which was called 3 on Super Nintendo. But I never really got into it. But like Final Fantasy VII was kind of like that gateway drug. And it's kind of like this, it's a comfort game for me too. It's just kind of like that game that really like I can get into. I can start playing and I just kind of forget the bullshit going on, and I really get involved in it. But I don't, that's the thing. Like I am a realist, and I can admit, like, yeah, I could totally see that. I can see how nowadays, yeah, that game is pretty overrated. I will still recommend it for anybody that's interested, but I don't disagree with you on that one. Dan Blackroyd says Cloud needed Aerith to wake him up again. Oh, too much dilly-dallying. God dang it. Briscoe says, I heard Chrono Trigger is getting a remaster as well. Ah! Can't they just leave well enough alone? Chrono Trigger is another amazing RPG. I love Chrono Cross. Hate me if you must, but I loved Chrono Cross. I played the shit out of Chrono Cross way more than I did Chrono Trigger. Again, Chrono Trigger, you want to talk about another great boss fight, which is the Magus fight at the castle. Oh, another great soundtrack. Dan Blackroy is bringing up Genesis. And then 13 was a trilogy. Briscoe says 13 is a trilogy. Melissa Laura says the first 6 Final Fantasy games are grindy as fuck. Play pixel remasters of 1 through 6. They do look different. Says Final Fantasy 7 and Ocarina of Time are 2 of the greatest games ever made. And so now they're just talking to each other about the pixel remasters. Like I said, I remember seeing those pixel remasters, and like I said, they looked a little too mobile game like to me, so it turned me off from those. But I think I saw mods for them that would turn them back, or unless they did that in the game themselves. I don't know if that's if that's the thing. But once I saw like some of the redesigns of the characters, I was turned off from it. I'm like, I do not approve. Because I mean, like it is, we all respond to artwork in different ways, and to me, like I said, it just made it feel cheap, and just not wanting to. Okay, thank you, Dan Blackrated. It was Angeal, Genesis, and Sephiroth. Yeah, Genesis for some reason it was completely out of my brain. Angeal I remembered, and of course Sephiroth, but that's because he was in. He's one of the OGs, so. Okay, well, we didn't quite get through a ton of topics or anything tonight, but we had fun, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah. It's a nice slow week.
Yeah. And it was just fun chit-chatting and having fun with the chat.
Oh yeah, those are the best streams. I'm sure we'll get a case of stupid next week.
Oh, absolutely. Hopefully so. Well, I think with that, we will call it here. And we'll switch on over. Oop. Oh.
I'm really hoping we don't get hit for copyright with Back to the Future 2, because boy howdy was that made the
What
night.
is thy bidding?
A lot
Shit.
of stuff made the night.
God
That
dang
was
it.
like top.
I didn't mean for that to start. Hang on. I got to try and find the ending. Which outro? There we go. Whew. Okay. Briscoe says the pixel remasters look kind of janky, but they are really fun. I do wish the sprites looked a little more like the mobile versions that came out a few years back, though. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay. Well, sorry, I kind of cut you off there, Hitman. What?
Oh no, it's fine.
You
I
want
was
to
just saying the Back to the Future 2 scene made the night.
Absolutely. Nothing better. Of course, catch us same bat time, same bat channel next week. We hopefully, like it is, we'll bring some more topics. We'll bring in, we got I might have some things I might want to bring up as well. Besides just any nuttiness in the world. Also, you can find me on the weekend pregame Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, sorry, Jorge Lucas. He's like, I'm just in time for the outro. Well, I'm glad you can make it. You can always go back and watch the replay. And of course, Hitman and I appear on Duke Devil 95's channel every Wednesday mornings for Wormhole Watch, as Brad puts together the edit for the episode and puts it out there. We've been this week we are to be watching, was it the Siege episode, Deep Space Nine season 2 episode 3, and it's been this whole 3-part arc. Check that out as well. Brad does great jobs with the edits. He makes me coherent. But thank you all so much for being here, as always. Really, it's awesome seeing returning faces all the time. Thank you, Briscoe, Jorge Lucas, as always, Melissa Lord, Dan Blackroyd, Meteor Advocate Timon. Always great seeing you in, sir. A fellow critic of everything. Duke Devil 95 made a great appearance in the chat today.
Even if he argued with me.
Wow, he's gonna do that.
I know. I will not be proven wrong.
And we had Tehaline 29. Thank you for dropping by. I think that's the first time you've come to one of our live streams. Thank you. And of course, Star Wars Marvel Purist kicked us off with some of the chat at the start of the stream. And hello to you, Nerdy Neo, if you're watching on the replay. Thank you for watching as always, sir. Oh shit, I forgot to. I'll bring that up next week. But again, thank you all so much for being here. We'll be back next week, and with that, we'll say good night, goodbye, and we will see you all. Huh?
I was just said bid you a fond farewell.
Bye-bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring, the one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!